Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live and back at it again, folks. We are the Wrestling for Life Network. Welcome on back. I hope everyone out there had a wonderful weekend as we kick off this week in wrestling with WWE RAW tonight. Backlash on the horizon. Lots coming your way. Lots to talk about. Lots to get into. Why are we all raging? We're going to talk about it, folks. So strap in, strap on, grab your snaps, grab your feel good, and let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is another live stream, and we are back at it again with WWE RAW tonight. Again, lots to talk about, lots of rumors, lots of things to get into. Folks, if you are tuning in, make sure you get in that chat. Click, like, share, subscribe. Hit all the buttons. Be a part of the family. Be a part of all the shows, as me and that pretty face will be your live reaction to all the action all night long, every night long. It's going to be a good one here tonight. And I guess I should remind everybody, we were off for a couple days. So just in case you forgot, I am Mr. Every Night KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube. That is Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I am Big Nick. And yes, it's the go-home show for Backlash. Happy Cinco de Mayo. And we got plenty of things to talk about even around Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, it's like Cinco de Mayo. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Like I said, get in that chat. Don't be quiet. Don't be shy. What are you thinking about as we head into Monday? Plus, we got a lot of action ahead, a lot of stuff to talk about as far as Raw goes. We will get into all that. We are going to say hello to the people as we always do in a few moments. Me and Nick have to get reacquainted after our long vacation, our spring break.
Our 48 hours, let's be honest.
Well, welcome back, my guy. I missed you. Here we go. We missed the peeps.
Absolutely, my guy. And again, we're backing into it's already the go home show for Backlash, and already talking about Raw. I know you shared it and everything, but for anyone who doesn't know, Gunther's suspension has been lifted, so he will be here live and in person, live and direct in full effect to confront Mr. McAfee.
Yeah, Pat and him are going to have a face-to-face. Pierce is going to mediate it. Pierce said that nothing bad will happen, but we know how.
Good luck.
Yeah, let's hold our breath on that altogether. Becky's set for a segment tonight. She's going to call out Lyra. The three-headed monster are apparently in the building as well, so that shall be interesting. Of course, Penta, JD McDonagh. This one should be fun. Rusev back in action, taking on Otis, so a pretty easy win for Rusev.
Yeah, but he's in there with a hoss and everything, so he's in there with a guy of his kind of size and stature, so it makes sense.
Fair enough. I don't disagree. And then EO Roxy, I know as much as we talked about, Rox has been kind of booked funny. She's getting a lot of matches like Rhea Ripley, Julia, Steph, you name it. Like Roxy's been in the ring with everybody. Bailey.
Oh, absolutely. Is safe to say at this point she's pretty much on the main roster, even if she's still getting used in NXT. I mean, it seems like they're very much setting up for this to be the next title match kind of feud for EO. So yeah, I think having the non-title match here sets up. Do you run it back at Backlash, or do you run that post Backlash?
It might be post Backlash. I think maybe 2 more matches added to Backlash, maximum on as far as what we have already. So we'll see how that looks. But and remember, folks, we are the Wrestling Fans United. If you don't know what that is, welcome to it. You have stumbled upon it. We are the anti-IWC. We are the voice of the voiceless at times. We are the place that you can come give us your 2 cents without feeling like you are putrid, or horrible, or all of the above. But with that being said, Nick, where do you want to start this little shindig?
Oh, well, it's not long enough in the video so far that I can say the big words and everything. So let's start off with the news that I think is so, once you get past the headline, it makes no sense, of allegedly, supposedly, reportedly, Alberto Del Rio has signed with the WWE, as well as a few other talent from AAA.
Yeah, nothing for the record, for those, to make this simple, nothing's been verified by anybody that matters.
No.
It was a rumor that was started and put out there. People ran with it, and then out come all the glory tortures. And they literally, they don't care. They didn't read it. They don't know if it's true. They don't know if it's not true. They just want to jump on a cause. They're just sheep. Like, what are we mad about?
Does it feel like this comes out specifically almost timed of coming off of everything with the releases? And we're going to talk about that fallout. But right after that that this is, hey, more bad news for the Fed and everything. And again, like, you would really, who actually thinks that they would sign back Alberto Del Rio, the guy that's literally a worse douchebag than Logan Paul? Yo, think I don't like Logan Paul. I really don't like Del Rio.
That's a all different level.
Exactly. Well, and he's been open about not wanting to work with them. The second that it was alleged that they bought the company, he was suspended, allegedly almost fired and everything. And it's still pretty much discussed of once this sale goes through, he's probably out.
Well, again, Conan confirmed that he was under contract with AAA until Triple Mania. That's it. That's the only thing that's been confirmed for real. Now, all the people, like, I want to see the same energy when it comes out he's not signed to the WWE. And I want to see some people, tweet out, my bad, maybe the company isn't as bad as we say it is. Again, I mean, it's this online desire to just find any little possible thread to pull at to kind of champion their cause. Listen, I get it. If it's not your cup of tea, if it's not the wrestling you want to watch, then don't watch it. But this idea that at every turn, fuck TKO and forget this and forget that. And I mean, again, the people without a sense at all of what's really going on in this world. Not a clue.
Can I say the adult words now?
Almost.
All right. How long do we got to go until then?
I'm sure you'll be articulate.
I can start it off, and maybe I'll hopefully get there long enough along the way and everything like that. But yeah, well, it's even with the whole fallout from the releases too, which, by the way, Danny Palmer and Shotzi Blackheart have also been added to the list of releases. So
yeah, and Shotzi was not re-signed. So just to clarify that.
Right. Well, there's still even some of these releases out of the 15 before could have, should have, probably were we're not re-signing your deal.
Yeah.
But the instant fake virtue signaling, the pretend to care mindset that has just run rampant on social media at this point is just downright disgusting. I want to say out there I'm going to do a TikTok in my tub with a fucking voice edit on and everything, because that's going to be, real cool and show that I really care about everybody that's been released. Right. So you want to show that you care about people who have been released? Yeah. Go and support them, what they're doing now, or not. Go and buy merch. Go and when their 30 days or their 90 days is up, because some of these guys, most of these people are actually on NXT deals. So when their 30 days are up, keep track of what they're doing and everything. So follow them, so buy the merch and everything like that. Where's the outcry now still for Carmelo, for Duke Hudson, for the Good Brothers? Like, it's this faking attitude of, let me pretend to care so I don't look the shallow asshole that I really am.
Yeah, again, I mean, it's complete bullshit. We've seen a lot of people jump on it. There's certain people out there, like you said, I really want to take you serious, but you're in the tub and you sound like you ate a balloon. So it's really hard to take your point seriously. It's really hard to make it feel like you take it seriously. But ultimately, I digress on that. It's a weird thing, Nick. And again, it's just something good happens and there's a collection of people that want to shoot it down. Fine, whatever. But at the end of the day, I mean, this, like, just every day it's chomping at the bit. It's like piranha. Like, and again, like I said, it's sheep just leading sheep. And good old Uncle Dave, that spineless jellyfish, continues to prove to the world that he can't keep his shit together. Again, nobody is confirmed. And it could come out that they in fact signed him. I would be fucking shocked. I would be appalled. I'd be disappointed. I worked at another place that did what we do, and they interviewed him, and they gave him a glowing reception and a glowing amount of attention during his interview. That's Del Rio, by the way. And it turned my stomach. I mean, it's deplorable. Even if, you know, some of this shit that he's accused of isn't true, the long list of shit that he has been confirmed to have done is disgusting. And again, I can't support it. But where's like you weaponize it and we lose point of what the real issue is. Is he going to end up in the WWE? I'd be fucking shocked, Nick. Shocked. But again, guys like Uncle Dave can't help themselves, and he won't recant it. He'll just stand on business.
Yeah, no, fuck Alberto Del Rio, 100%. That's standing on business when it comes to that. But you really think, and again, it's the same company that just is still going through everything with Vince and Brock and everything. You think that we're going to instantly hold our feet to the fire with a guy like Del Rio who's almost 50, and no one's clamoring for him to have another run?
Yeah.
And the sale of AAA hasn't gone through officially till the end of the third quarter. That's the whole other part that everyone's forgetting of. Even if he's not under contract, the sale hasn't gone through. Why would they be signing WWE contracts right now?
Because most of the people giving their opinion are used to, like, you know, like Facebook Marketplace and so it's like, I gave you money, you gave me this, now it's mine, I do what I want with it. It doesn't work like that in real life in big business. This does not become official. So does WWE have a foot in the door? Do they have an eye on everything that's going on? 100%. But this is not officially their baby until the third quarter. So again, people thinking that WWE is just hijacking. There's rules to all of this. You don't just it's not Monopoly, people. There's real shit happening.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and Conan's even said of now we'll wait till you see what we can do with some money behind us. I don't think that they're using this to soak up everybody into the WWE.
Oh.
So it's very much they would be under AAA contracts. We've already talked about Alberto's as good as gone either way here sooner rather than later. He can't even wrestle in goddamn Tijuana for 6 months because he went after a fucking
we've got the video of him throwing chairs. Like, if you haven't seen that, the crowd didn't put up with it. But again, the guy's got such a track record, bro. It's not even like, you know, we've talked about other people that have fucked up and come back and made good. And you say you got to give them a chance. We know a long line of wrestlers that have been in trouble with what they've said or what they've done or with the law, and we say give them another chance. But this guy, I mean, his track record's so fucking long. I mean, again, appalling. I don't get it, and why people need to try and weaponize things like that. I mean, it just, what's the point? I mean, what is your point at the end of the day? And what is Dave going to say if it comes out that they never signed him and they're never going to sign him? What does he say then?
Well, and it's just with all of this encapsulated of even going to the releases and everything of, so what, you want them to sign everybody stays on contract, but nobody gets used. So you can bitch about that to this arguably, if they actually signed Del Rio, this would be a worse move publicly, I feel, than TNA with Tessa and that whole issue.
Yeah.
So that would be like, why would they do something that stupid? That's the thing, is if you literally think for longer than it took you to read the headline on this, it makes no sense. If you put any logic to this, it solves itself so fast and it just debunks it instantly.
Well, again, that's why, I mean, we joke around here, but we mean it. Like, we started the WFU to get away from this kind of shit. Let's talk about it. Let's make sense of it. Let's not just read the first 5 words we saw and then turn it into fake rage and start running around. Nick, you and I cover a lot of wrestling. I'd argue more wrestling than actually everybody. And I would argue we're here. We get a good feel for what the fans are saying. We get a good feel for what the fans are doing in the building. And we watched a lot of Dakota Kai matches or GG moments. And when you and I have talked about GG a lot, you know, we didn't hear a whole lot of screaming and yelling. Can you remember the big Dakota Kai matches? I know she had a good run towards the IC title, but the fanfare wasn't exactly blowing the doors off the way anyone else.
To me, first I'll even follow up with what you were saying of too. We listen and talk to the chat more than in each other on any other channel. Easy enough for me to say out there. I know that for a fact because just of how much we engage and still even afterwards still get messages of about this. But you've got to still, it's a show. So I get, okay, your favorite star got released from your favorite TV show.
Yep.
I get being sad about that. But at the same time, it's still also a bit of a sport. So if there's this whole discussion about people being too old, people too much of a high salary and everything, that's what happens in any other sport out there.
Yeah, and I mean, to an extent, who gives a fuck? I mean, again,
and right now, all of our favorite teams, like outside of a few athletes in any sport, they are not on the original team that drafted them. They are not where they started. Everybody bounces around. Everybody from all the way from Drew McIntyre, Christ, CM Punk, etc. The names go on. And some people find gold where they end up. And some people, you know, figure it out. Or some people, this is the end of their road in pro wrestling.
Yeah, and I mean, again, I think wrestling fans remind me a lot of like Cavalier fans of like, Braun's leaving, burn his jersey. He's coming back. We love him. We love him. Let's go. Like, I mean, that's what wrestling fans are like. Like, well, you know, why are they booking this match? Why are these two in a match? Oh, they released one of them. Oh, why would you release them? They were just getting hot. Like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do, people? I mean, again, is there at any point just watching the shows with a critical eye, let the backstage stuff be the backstage stuff. I mean, again, it's kind of what we make, you know, this all about and what we do well. But at the end of the day, man, like it's just this outright desire to be pissed off at something.
Yeah, like let's look at the good in all of this. Of right now, one of the best things in AEW, the Hurt Syndicate wouldn't be a thing if they were still, if we wanted to have everybody still signed to WWE and everybody be bitching about how Bobby Lashley isn't getting used in this, that, and the third.
Right.
But no. Now here, yeah, right, exactly. Benched. We don't want to sign people to bench them, but we want people to sign to bench them. And like if they didn't release these people, so then what? You want to call for other people's jobs? No, it shouldn't have been him. It should have been her.
Yeah. Why didn't they release Logan Paul? Why didn't they release Jade? Like, this is stupid. No, I mean ultimately, dude. I think we need to take some time to say hello to the people. So we got about 11 minutes before the start of this one. Raw is going to kick off. We got lots to get into with Raw. And again, like, share, subscribe, take this link, send it to all your friends, put it in Reddit, put it on Instagram, put it anywhere you talk wrestling. Let the world know about the Wrestling for Life Network. We're about to hit another milestone and we're chugging towards that 10K. We want to hit that 10K, folks. So help us out.
Absolutely. And see what happens though when we take 48 hours off. We got to keep talking and talking and talking.
Right. We got to catch up.
Right.
Addie, how you doing? Welcome back. Kevin, welcome back. Kathleen, how you doing? Keeson. Not Kathleen. Keeson. I got to put my bifocals on. What is happening here?
Vitamins.
I'm usually Tall Hobbit, still one of my favorite names. I'm looking forward to this stream tonight. So much to talk about. I don't even know where to begin. That's why I will leave it up to you guys. We figured it out. We're good.
Right.
We found the starting point. We don't know where we're going to end, though.
Facts.
Addie saying happy Cinco de Mayo. Yes, happy Cinco de Mayo to everybody out there. Damien, the leader of the Hopium tribe, welcome on back. Good to see you. I have a feeling this one's going to take a while because we let it go. Right. Eric, how you doing? Happy Cinco. Dennis, good to see you. C Money's back with it. Sean, how are you? Love the sentiment. Really do appreciate it. Odds, welcome back. TJ, good to see you. Joe, T-Check, Yeet God, I'm going fast. Christian, love all what you said. Thank you, sir. Cherokee George, back at it again. Saffit, Ivan, Addie again. Paul, how you doing? Paul? Vance, Roll Tide. Bueller, MDB's back in the house. The Knee Pad Patrol, how you doing? Saffit, welcome back. Hassan, Boston, Paul, I think we got you. Dun dun dun. Addie again, Vance. We're getting there.
I wanted to scroll up to where you were and got lost along the way.
Right, you're like, where are we now? I'll click one. OG Dale, our predictions champion in the house. How you doing, buddy? Hope you had a good weekend, sir. Yeah, feel free to grab a couple.
Well, Anthony, what up? All right, what up? Bradley, what up? Polo, what up? Nick the Heel, no. Daryl, what up? Safit, Frankie, John C, John, Ivan, what up? seeing it as I'm clicking through names, and I may not read everybody off, but we do have the super chats and the super stickers as well. And trust me, we're trying to get better now that we've talked ourselves out here. But did you see it going around too? You get ready for the go home show. Jules, what up? Did you see that the Righteous are no longer with AEW?
Yes. Right before we came live, I saw that today. I'm actually excited about this because I think they're great. We know the story about how they were potentially going to be part of the Wyatt Six. Never worked out. Unfortunately, never worked out. I think Ring of Honor or Tony Khan had real tag team gold there. I can see a whole arena full of people getting into that snap.
Oh, 100%.
Great. And you got Malachi, you got Shinsuke, you got Cross, you got the Wyatt Six, I think, somewhere floating around. None of them got released, thank God.
So far. Right.
But yeah, I think that if they could bring them back into the fold, I think they'd be. I'm such a big fan of the Righteous.
And 100% of, like you said, of Tony there, they should have been tag champs. If you can make them your Wyatts. And I just think they had Elijah there too at one point, and it was even cooler. And now if you're TNA, do you bring them in? If I'm WWE, I definitely bring them in. Almost though, do they stamp out and do everything that the Wyatt Six could do, should do, would do? Or do you put them with like a Cross?
You could put them with like a Cross. I mean, again, even if they were just a tag team, like a good tag team in a lacking tag team division, I think there's something with them. But you're right. TNA might, like, if Elijah could go to his boss and say, listen, us three had something going. Tony, I hate to say fumbled, but Tony dropped this one. We might be able to do something cool here with these two guys and me. Maybe. I'm all for it.
Well, it depends on how much do they own of that gimmick and everything.
It's theirs. Like,
Tony, that's I think, honestly, the interesting part of them coming from AEW versus them coming from WWE. If they probably do, if not, they do. I said own the gimmick and everything. So they come out and they're snapping.
Yeah,
he wants to walk with Elijah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not a bad shout. I think they're absolutely awesome. I hope they land somewhere solid. I remember when they showed them in the crowd at NXT and being like, my God, if you were getting them in the mix, and even at that time, no idea that, Wyatt Six was even going to be a thing. So, that would have been really cool. But I was just excited to get going back to Ring of Honor. They were great in the Kingdom. Again, that's a couple guys that might be free to do some stuff, but TNA might not be a bad shout, Nick.
Well, and now I've been on a little bit of a kickback on The Walking Dead and everything, like especially around like the Negan stuff. You pair the Righteous with Cross, and he's kind of there like the little whistle call before Negan shows up, and Cross is there in the leather jacket and everything.
Yeah.
I will teach you the way, but you got to sacrifice to get here type of shit. Yeah.
Right. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, man. I mean, again, I just think super talented guys. They really get the psychology of things. And again, it's just those little nuances. Like, to me, Dynamite could use more. Like, WWE might almost have too much, like, audience participation at times, especially when you got like three guys that all have like sing-alongs in their entrance and shit, and they're all fighting each other. But I think AEW could use more of that, like, play along, like, the swerve when you drive. The fans love that shit. They eat it up. So I just envision, like I said, that Vincent snap's got some legs, man.
Well, and I'm gonna say something, and I know it's gonna sound like heresy. They almost feel like the natural successor to everything that Bray had, versus everything with Bo and all of that. That feels like we're just kind of going through, like, I don't want to say going through the motions, but like there is still obviously that natural connection. But I'm saying to be that new independent, not relying on the history of Bray thing. The Righteous have that same vibe though, I guess.
Right.
Which makes sense for them going to be paired with them initially, yes.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, lots of potential for sure. And again, we're still kind of confused, baffled, uncertain about what's going on with the Wyatt Six. As I look at the clock, we got 3.5 minutes before the start of WWE Raw tonight. I will remind everybody one more time, get in that chat. Don't be quiet. Don't be shy. What headlines are catching your attention? What are people bantering about? What can we help offer some angelic, opinion for? I put that lovely.
Do we want to talk about Darby Allin's world record real quick?
How old is Darby Allin? First and foremost, is he 30?
In Christ Almighty!
Anyway,
I didn't expect that question.
I don't want to listen. I like Darbs, and it's great. He climbed up a mountain. He did a kick flip, set the world record for the highest kick flip ever. But again,
Darby's 32. Darby's 32.
Okay, okay. I mean, it would be like really cool if you. I did a kick flip on a mountain. Like, feels very Bart Simpson.
He still lives the life like he works at Zoomies or PacSun or anything like that. He still plays Tony Hawk, which actually I do have the fucking updated version, so I can't say shit. But yeah,
love that game.
He still watches Jackass like on the reg.
Again, it's kind of funny to me. I like him. I don't want to disparage him. The fact that he made it that high on the mountain as it is great. It's great accomplishment. I just wasn't super, and maybe again, old man sitting on porch. I'm not super impressed by the kickflip on the mountain. I'm sorry. The
dichotomy of stories. Alberto Del Rio allegedly signs with WWE. Darby Allin sets world record for highest kickflip.
Right. I'm pretty sure I could go in the backyard and do the highest kickflip ever right now. The
highest one to do it. Yes.
Might not go as smooth as I hope, but no, again, cool thing. It's awesome that Tony paused the whole storyline so he could go do it.
Seriously.
To be continued. We're gonna need one of those last time on Darbs and Moss.
Darby's gonna show back up on AW straight out of wearing all his Everest shit and everything. Right? You thought you forgot about me, right. But I am here, Darby Allin.
Right? Knowing AEW, he comes in and hits him with a pickaxe right through the
soul. Be all fine for it.
Right? Like shit. AJ, Dale, we got you guys. Sean, we got you. Byron, I hope you're doing well. Arthur Collins, like it. I heard this, and I haven't confirmed it fully, but La Parka to WWE. I was laughing about this. Let's go.
Well, it was of that group of the Del Rio signings, and it's not
the one. Okay,
it's not WCW La Parka. Trust me. I follow. There's been the whole La Parka fucking. There's a La Parka bloodline that might rival the Anawahi family.
All the Parkas. I want it.
I'm a Parka. You're a Parka. He's a Parka. Hey.
Again. So, Ye God saying wrestlers get released every year. We know people just use it to better off what they do. They want to use it for the clicks. They want the clickbait. People don't read. You can prove that. I swear to God. If you wrote, the most outlandish, offensive fucking quote, and then just hit return 3 times and wrote everything I said above is not true, blah 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 blah, nobody would see that bottom portion ever.
Oh, absolutely. Well, even then, I was going to say you could just have a headline and then the whole rest of the article just be AI, and they'd still take it as gospel,
right? And then you see some of them, because some people will take multiple headlines and smash them together like one big case. But it's just it's all empty thoughts. It's all hot takes.
It's all fake virtue signaling, as I have then.
Oh, it's so close. We're syncing up, folks. Now.
Come
forever.
There.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you can sync up at home. Watch along with us. We're going to be here all night long, all week long. We got lots to talk about to get into, and we are together.
There we go.
I like it. Big W on the screen. We are going to roll. I hope Raw in every 3 hours. Yo, I'm so pumped for SmackDown to go back to 2 hours. I hate to be a shitty wrestling fan and go, I want less wrestling. Yeah! ah.
No, make me miss it, make me want it and everything.
Yeah.
And especially that's the best part of this, because I know we talked about this before we went live, but spoiler alert, sorry if y'all didn't hear back from us for about 24 or so hours, because we walked away from wrestling, which is the healthy thing to do. We went and touched grass and smoked grass and all sorts of things. Yeah, but that's the thing, is you come back into it refreshed, especially after the windstorm that was April, including WrestleMania. Now this is the start of the new season.
Yeah. Now we are opening this show, folks, with the replay from last week. The proposition between Seth and Sammy: go to SmackDown, get a world title shot, stay out of danger. Sammy said hell no, as Sammy always was going to. And then Braun Breaker let it be known that you don't mess with this group.
Right. Well, they also allegedly have a major announcement that they want to let be heard by the WWE Universe tonight.
Let's go. What's up, Christopher? Thank you. Louie, welcome back. Brandon, welcome back. Kyle, good to see you. It's going to become a song.
Fair enough. Well, I was known to just say of Louie been a minute of, I think the man disappeared even off the Instas. So Louie, hi. Yeah.
WFU, folks, keep repping the WFU. Use the hashtag, use the W4LN hashtag as well. Spread the word. And again, we can talk about it. We can take those articles. That's how you diffuse all these sap-sucking dirt sheets out there that are just miserable. And look, Cultaholic couldn't help it. One word, one sentence retweet. WWE re-signs Umberto, right? Like, great. Like, that's all. No link, no nothing. Just repeat what Uncle Dave spit out. Thanks.
And this is coming from the same website that had, when we were here on Thursday for the Dirt Sheet debate, that their headlining article on their website was Dakota Kai benched.
Yeah. And again, you're supposed to be reputable. You're not supposed to be biased. And I mean, it's for some of the bigger accounts like those ones, I'm surprised, because if it wasn't for the WWE, you are zero. You're not doing anything. You're doing videos about backyard gardening. And somehow you're here, and not the fun gardening that I do. But I mean, again, help me understand. Like, all of a sudden it's this vile slant. And I don't get it. I don't get what you get out of it.
Well, it's just at times of, it's so funny of, let me, instead of taking from the normally credible, mostly unbiased source, let me take from easily the most slanted, mostly inaccurate source here, and run with that.
Is it just because the headlines get the clicks, and if it does happen to be wrong, well, it was him that was wrong, not us?
Yeah, honestly, well, I've seen their like Wrestle Talk for a while, and still is kind of very much one of those sports skita when it comes to their wrestling, or even in their sports content, is fucking awful when it comes to stuff like that. No, it's just pure clickbait headlines into a nothing sandwich.
Right. Bruins went from 5th to 7th in the draft. Ouch. It couldn't have happened to a better team, my guy. Couldn't happen to a better team. I need a good Raw. Let's go. As we got Io Sky on the screen, she will be taking on Roxanne Perez tonight, folks. As always, we will take a prediction on every single match and a rating out of 10 at the end of the night.
Right.
This Wednesday, Dynamite. Thursday, Collision. Yes, Thursday night Collision snuck up on us. So, yeah.
Yeah, it might be in the background while we're doing our predictions, but that it'll get the attention it deserves.
There you go, folks. But yeah, they're doubling up again. Collision being kicked all over the place.
It's got to be hard now with the NHL playoffs and the NBA playoffs.
Yeah, but you're getting bumped for Avengers movies, so help me understand. Why? If you're getting bumped every second week for sports, I get it. But for
Thanos is inevitable, my guy. He proved that. He said it, and he fucking stands on business with that.
And we're with Main Event Jay. Got a whole crew now. Look, he's Mr. Make-A-Wish.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? He's become, it won't even what was it last week when he hugged the kid in the front row and everything, and then even after the show, he's like, "Someone get me the name of that kid. I want to help the family out." Da 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 da. He's 100%. He's becoming the people's champ.
Right. Arthur trying to talk you into a Dynamite viewing. Hilarious.
Oh, you will see. We'll see.
It is what it is. Boston, how you doing? How you doing, buddy? Anthony, you see the releases last week? Yeah, absolutely. I think it's been a hot topic around here for a couple minutes.
Yeah, well, the best recap of what we talked about for the releases was pretty much all of SmackDown stream and earlier in this stream.
Yeah.
So if you want to hear us recap all of that, that's where you can go and listen to most of that.
It's a good listen. But again, guys, like, I mean, it sucks. But if you grow up in the sports world, again, I think this is part of the problem. And I hear you ready for Old Man on Porch again. Mm-hmm. Part of the problem when you give everybody participation medals, they grow up, they go out in the real world, and then, you know, things like releases happen and they melt down because they're like, what is this? Don't we all get to play? No, we don't all get to play. It's not how this works. So you've been set up to not do so well. So we got to get used to it.
People that don't want it to be 72 hours of a show and everything like that. Yeah. That's what it would have to be if everyone gets to play.
Right. You can't bench this person. Okay, we'll use them, but we got to let this person go. That's not fair. What are we going to do?
There is no pleasing you. But Larry, what up? I can't find the comment, but I saw it, I think, from Odds before of Bronzer Steiner.
Bronzer Steiner? I like it.
Frankie, what up? Ooh.
Let's go.
Spaz with a $10 super chat. Jiggy and Sticks. Is that our fucking cartoon name?
Even worse.
And the Wrestling for Life Network Nebula. I got a pod out now on the releases, and if you stay to the second half, you get a hell of a rant from me about toxic fans using the releases for their own ends too. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Shout out my guy Spaz.
I'm sure it's a beauty of a fucking rant too. But we do have Jey Uso in the ring as we continue here.
Right. Let's go. I see you. JV is saying, KJ, you reminded me of my little league assistant coach. Anytime he would take over the coach's son, would get benched hard. By the way, sucks fighting TB, man.
No, I mean, again, it's we've all been there. Man. I remember playing fucking Little League, and you always get that coach. It's like, my kid's going to be the closer. I'm like, your kid fucking throws beach balls. What are we doing? So that's, you live and learn, man. And I think that's what we talked a lot about with some of Tony's practices is you can't keep going. You can't keep going with your heart. You got to start using your brain. You got to put your heart in a drawer, shut the drawer, lock the drawer, and make the decisions that are best for your show. I'm not saying be cold and heartless all the time. But when you got to book somebody that's getting a reaction opposed to someone you just really like a Daniel Garcia, maybe we should think twice.
Fair enough. As I got Jey Uso, but last thing I'll say there was I think a total of 17 releases, adding the extra 2 that came in late of over under Tony signs, like set the bar at like half the releases.
It's a really good question because we talk about bloated rosters. My God, this is going to be like the fat guy from Seven. You kick him in the belly and it just explodes. It's
TK in a bloated roster.
Fat guy in a big in a little roster. Yeah, no, it's crazy. So yeah, like, okay, if he's signing them, who are they taking over for? And who from that list? Oh, we get the run back. The encore. Do you want more?
Is it fun? Yes. And yes, I saw somebody mention, did Jay get a new neck tattoo? Yes, he did on the side after he won the championship.
Did he really get neck tattoo?
Yes. I saw he even did a whole video showing it and everything. It's straight on the left side of his neck, I believe. But the same people that hate that when certain audiences chant Tony fumbled are the same audience that hates every bit of WWE releasing talent and shit.
Well, that's the interesting part of the whole dynamic of the war, especially the online war that exists between. And you see, I see the same people every day wake up in the morning and go, how can I fuck with the sickos? I see the same group of sickos wake up every morning and go, how can I fuck with everybody? I don't know that I think it's hurting AEW more than WWE just because of the large size of its fan base. But ultimately, it's like, I just don't really care for all the whininess that comes from, like, if you're going to be in a fight, you might take a shot or two, guys. Like, you can't be upset and pout every time one gets fired back. Like, this isn't, you don't get to just smack around your opponent and no answer.
Spoiler, ladies and gentlemen,
let's go.
I was about to go into a whole other thing, but I got Paul Heyman interrupting Jey Uso right now.
Are they going to turn these guys heel? Oh, they're booing. Never mind.
100 again. Jey Uso is fucking Captain Save-A-Ho. He is he is everybody's favorite hero right now.
But look, they popped for him, then they booed him, then they played along with him. The fans are just so fickle.
I'd take that though over just this fake fucking trying to get sympathy, trying to hide that you're an asshole for 24 hours.
Oh my God. And again, Dakota signs with AEW. She might be AEW Women's Champion, maybe WWE, and they might not be wrong. Just didn't see that she was ever going to be at the top of that mountain.
Again,
fair enough.
If you really support them, cheer for them after a week, after 2 weeks, when they're non-competes up. Actually support, and even then, if they have merch or anything like that, if they're on a podcast, what have you, support them in between then, because that's when they're gonna fucking need it.
Yeah, man, he is fucking orange, like
he literally MJF levels of spray tan is Heyman right now.
Oh my God! Someone tell Cinderella her carriage is here.
Bro, Jey Uso is Polynesian. He is the same complexion as Paul Heyman right now. Spray tan Heyman, spray tan Paul, spray tan Paul. Bronze Breaker. That's what it is.
Bronze Breaker coming up next. Don't worry. Let's go.
Fucking Roddy. Sorry, I stole your comment.
Ooh.
You did this to yourselves. And instantly, bro, that's the thing is Heyman, even if they cheer him, he's the master manipulator. He can weave it right back to you fucking hate me.
That was my biggest fear. And I said it when he came out. How are you going to get mad? Because they popped when he came out. Like, and then they start booing, and then they're like, wait, he's doing the fun thing again. And then they start booing again. It's like, this is fun.
Is this part is Heyman being this fucking bronze? Like, he's NWO Hogan level bronze right now. It's scary. But like, is this him as we're gonna see him Punk and CM Punk?
Sorry, Paul caught me there, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely.
CM Punk. My best friend.
Situation. Lee. Speed. Hush. Tribal chief. With our tribal chief, he's still saying it's his tribal chief.
Interesting.
But is him being this bronze like him playing into Seth Fashionista style a bit of like
he should start
he's Jonah Hill in fucking Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, he's got it. I want him to start coming out in like fancy garb. Listen to the OTC chants. I think they're going to try like who's the third man kind of move with this group, to be honest, by the way. Like who's the next one?
That's good. Here comes Sami Zayn, but whose side is he on?
Right?
Well, and I've heard that they're not going to do the tag match of Punk and Roman and Seth and Braun till like SummerSlam or maybe the show before it. Money in the Bank.
Right? Money in the Bank's going to be fun this year. I'm looking forward to Money in the Bank.
Because anybody could legit win it. It feels at this point, now that the stalwarts, now that the heads of the chessboard have moved off the table, now it's open game.
It really does feel like open season, and I think there's some really viable candidates. But Paul doing Paul things, the crowd is booing. How you feeling out there, folks? Are you into how we're opening this one? JV had a really good conspiracy theory that we'll get to I don't want to miss this one, but this one kind of made me chuckle. But I mean, it's interesting. I could see it.
He sent this to me in Discord and everything, but my thing is it's a very long play because you have to account for the 30-minute non-competes and the 90-day non-compete. Yeah,
it's long-term banking. It's just, again,
or is it just you're just dangling the fucking cocaine in front of the addict there?
Right? TKO's like, or let's see how far that penny does stretch. Let's see how big the bank account really is. What do you have to spend? What is really liquid? What is just floating around in the world in all this fake money? But what is really in your hand?
Right.
This man looks like a human hot dog. Yeah, if you put it in the microwave.
He's a 7-Eleven sausage.
It just exploded at the tips.
Yo, you took it there. I didn't say that. Let the record show that was KJ's statement, not mine.
They know who it came from.
Well, I don't know. Like, literally, Paul, why weren't you this tan when you were part of the Bloodline? You would have fit in almost a little bit better. Fuck. You're more tan than Jay.
What I love is you can see, oh my God, he's going to have a coronary. Look, you can see the definitive.
No, this is so good from Paul. This is so good from Paul. I'm always the scumbag. I'm always the liar in every situation. And he's fucking coming unhinged. And you can see his goddamn eyes bulging out of this is best Paul Heyman.
Everybody blames me. It's kind, it's that justified heel that I'm sick of.
Each and every single one of you, and you can see when he's got the vile little spit droplets popping off of this is Paul E. Dangerously talking. This isn't Paul Heyman.
You suck. Remember I said, how are they going to make these guys heelish? Because the fans want to cheer. And Paul said, hold my beer. I'll be right back.
But yeah, that's the thing is that's so good from Paul. If he really he validates everything in all of that.
Asshole. To
the Dwayne, you are an asshole. You are.
Just standing there like, what do I say to all this shit?
Yeah. Are you okay?
Mr. Noob, hopefully we filled you in a little bit on that for sure. Is that a scantily clad portrait that is well, moving on?
Yeah, huh?
You can see where the fucking paint stops, and he's white in the ear and neck.
Yeah, it's the Maxwell Jacob Friedman book of fucking spray tan. It's under the jowls. They couldn't get under the jowls.
I can't say what I'm thinking, and I want to. But no. So again, Paul's still talking for those curious at home. That title is all about power. So the typical kind of riff you would expect. Good start.
Is it not kind of fitting that Seth wants his title back that he lost at WrestleMania 40?
Yeah, for sure. Right? Why else would you have Paul in your corner if it wasn't to get the world title? Because that's what Paul does. Paul delivers world titles. Like pizza.
But he's always the scumbag. Everybody blames Paul.
But he gets the job done.
Right.
And I think what Paul left out of his little speech is Paul actually loves being that guy.
Well,
Seth Rollins has to be champ.
Yeah, I was like, I missed what you said because I heard Paul saying Seth Rollins has to be champ.
His palms are whiter than KJ's name.
Is Paul the GOAT of managers?
Yeah, undeniable. It's not even a fucking close second.
Heenan
is second.
Jimmy
and Jim, the two Jims can fight it out. Jimmy and Jim can go at it. Jim Cornette was good for what he did. I mean, Mr. Fuji, kind of in a minimalist way, but still a very valuable guy to have in your corner. But no, legitimately, Paul Heyman, literally from we're going back to the late 70s when this guy started his shit, and he's still doing it.
World
like this
heavyweight title or World Heavyweight Championship. So Seth Rollins is officially challenging Jey Uso.
What happened to Logan Paul? Did anybody miss that idea? Didn't he get knocked out by Logan?
I don't know. Shut up. I don't have to see Logan. Shut up.
Anytime,
anywhere.
There you go. There you go. So the challenge has been laid down by Paul to Jey from Seth. Seth wants to be champ.
Well, and it's interesting too because obviously Paul and Jey have the connection because of the bloodline.
Yeah.
But yeah, Paul for the last 30 years or so, if not more, pretty much established what it was to be a manager in pro wrestling.
Yeah, he learned from some of the best. Yeet. Yeet.
Yeet. It's on tonight.
Right. Uh-huh. And the crowd.
What? And I love that though from Jey. I'll fight him anywhere. Yeet. Anytime. Yeet. Any place. Yeet. It's on tonight. Yeet.
No, it was good. It was good. Paul came out with fire. Paul playing the victim. Paul trying to explain how he's always the scumbag. How he's always the guy that you can't trust. The guy that takes all the heat for everybody. And then says Seth has to be champ. And I guess tonight we are getting that match. Maybe.
Well, and I love though that Jey had his moment to really. Fair enough. The Leafs winning, yes. But I love that Jey had his moment. I thought you were just yeeting, honestly, my guy, for half a second. But that Jey had his moment to really answer Paul, and he hit the closing blow on that. Paul had his huge moment in the middle of that promo. You wondered how Jey would respond, how he'd deal with that and everything. And then he closes out that whole segment at his peak. It was really good.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I mean, again, I think that for those who have been very critical of Jey over the last 2-3 months, do you watch that segment and still think, he's not that good? I thought that, that felt like a champion. And the building was behind him. Like, they yeeted when they were supposed to yeet. They popped at the end when he said, when the babyface champion gives the crowd what they want. I mean, again, what is the knock? What is Jey doing wrong as a champion? I don't think any, very much yet.
Right.
Not yet.
Jey versus Seth tonight, I see even like Theater of the Absurd, Warriors bringing up of Logan Paul interferes and with the DQ making a triple threat. Because that's the thing is you don't want Seth versus Logan at Backlash.
No, because you can't go that
route. That's heel on heel. You're turning Seth babyface then because we've already established Logan Paul is pretty much devoid of heels.
Yeah. Yeah, you remember when they had Logan try to be babyish for like 2 seconds and everyone was like, nope, that's not going to work, brother.
You are an asshole.
We're not there.
Right? As I got Penta coming out. So we're getting Penta versus JD McFunko Pop, JD McDonagh. And I'm actually excited to see JD again. When he got injured and everything, he was really kind of actually reaching like his peak in ring.
Yeah, listen, JD's a smaller guy, but my God, he understands pro wrestling. If you listen to him talk, he really gets what he's supposed to be doing. He sells his ass off. He's a guy that makes other guys look good, which you can never have too many of those. I'm glad he's back. I'm glad he's healthy. We know how serious that broken rib, punctured lung was. So, again, I'm happy to see him back. And I still am very curious what is happening with Judgment Day, because I'm getting to the point now where I don't care. So come to some type of point here.
Well, that's a whole thing. I could even mention about the women's tag titles. Like, do we fucking care about those anymore? If we're gonna sit there and have, Liv take a whole month off, and we're not worried about taking the titles off, or we pretty much dismantled every other women's tag team in the division. So, yeah, I think we don't give a fuck about those titles anymore. But people forget to. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I said it's gonna be very interesting.
Right. And people forget too that JD McDonagh is Jordan Devlin, who was there with Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, and everybody kind of thought he was going to be part of that, resurgence of the British strong style kind of involved into WWE. So Mans can go. He's just been third or fourth at best. He's backup flutist in JD.
I got distracted. Penta's entrance is the best. Let's go. You know how I feel.
Right.
New theme. I didn't even catch that it was new. See, I was distracted, folks.
I'm sorry.
No sold it. Yeah. Was it new?
Apparently, TJ saying he was answering MDB, but I thought he was answering you, saying you'll love it, all that. So maybe it is new.
Let's go.
Christopher taking Penta for the win. Yes, folks, let us know who you're taking for this match, whether you're taking JD or you're taking Penta for this. And Raw has the better, well-rounded mid-card division, I feel, right now.
See, it's interesting because that U.S. title picture is so strong right now, right? Like, literally, you're looking at Drew, you're looking at LA Knight, Jacob, Solo. They've really, I kind of argue that they've beefed up both really well. I might give a slight edge to SmackDown right now.
I halfway agree with you. Well, because I saw the Backlash card officially according to Wikipedia earlier, and I know you're about to pause here, but Jacob, LA, Priest, Drew, I don't know if we've already said that was official for the Backlash card.
Yeah.
I feel like the Raw division, you can have more build up to the challengers versus SmackDown. Everybody feels like they should be fucking champion right now.
Yeah. Yeah, a little more of a and again, kind of like this bigger. I mean, you see kind of how they're separated, right? Like Dom's the IC champ. You got guys like Penta, JD, Finn. The other side of the docket, you got Damian, McIntyre. You got these big boys on the other side.
Right.
We're back with Paul. You orange. Oh, Seth looking like a cloud.
Yeah, but how is Heyman the darkest person here? Even Braun at least looks like kind of average. Like he's been down in Florida or something, down in the South.
He fell for it.
He wants to do the match tonight. Heyman's overjoyed with himself. I tricked this dumb idiot, and he wants to do it tonight.
How crazy would it be if Seth Rollins, they add a new member to the group and Seth Rollins leaves with the title?
What did Seth just say there? I was halfway wondering. It sounded like he was saying like it wasn't supposed to be tonight. I don't know. Yeah, I think so. Heyman letting Braun know. Do you know everything that's going on tonight?
Right? I think so. How many times have you answered that question to somebody? Do you know what's happening right now?
Mm-hmm.
I think
I feel like you do that every night. Mm-hmm. Nick, are you hearing me? Mm-hmm.
I think so. This is so good, but it looks like we are getting Jay versus Seth.
Do we get a title change tonight?
It would be
insane. We said coming out of WrestleMania that
I didn't think it'd be that
Jay
short.
may not have the longest reign, but does he? This is a wood chipper of fucking heels of Gunther, Seth, Logan. Like, what's the baby faces that these guys would fight?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, you got a valid point. Like, I mean, who then goes after them? But Paul giving brought on all the breakdown, the psychological breakdown of the moment.
He's saying if Jay's not worried about Seth right now, he's still worried about Logan Paul.
Yeah. Now, for anyone else,
a sniper, and he has Jey Uso in his sights.
For anyone out there who's on X complaining right now, like, I don't get it, this doesn't make sense. Paul Heyman is breaking it down for y'all, word by word. This is exactly what is happening.
He's putting even the emphasis is on the syllables for some of you people in the back there. That's the thing. It's just, I swear, half the people that bitch about shit don't actually watch anything.
No, they don't.
Just follow the fucking herd.
It's infuriating.
To us, I think, especially, and to everyone that watches us and everyone that should be watching us, because we watch everything. And again, we're not going to chastise you if you didn't watch this or what have you, but we've watched it and we'll bring you up to speed and explain everything. We watch all the goddamn shit. So to see people that don't actually watch the show and then come to a realization 2 months after we fucking have, it's literally like, well, what are we doing here? Am I from the future? What's going on?
Right.
Paul Heyman is the real cerebral assassin. Yeah.
He really is. He is. He's something else, man. But we are off and running, folks, right now. 89%, 90% of the chat wavering. Penta, heavy favorite. JD, 2%. Keith Sweat, nobody, taking 9% here tonight.
There you go. Scott letting us know about the speed title.
They desperately need stories in the mid-card. Title chase ain't it for me. I think, but we were just talking about, like, I mean, there's more than there has been. Maybe not as much as you want, Noob, but I think there's definitely been a lot of emphasis in 2025 on this mid-card.
Well, I get a bit more of what he's saying of maybe having feuds in the mid-card that aren't for the title. That would be it, because that was part of the Attitude Era of everybody felt like they had a story even if they weren't chasing a title. That would be my only thing. So I agree with him a bit on that. Well, that we talked about before they added the women's mid-card titles. That's what we said for the longest time is the women's division needed of titles or feuds that didn't revolve around a title.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there was just so much going on. There was too much talent to just have that one singular storyline. So Penta right now working on JD, folks, and I will return in a minute, my buddy.
You're good. But KJ about to go zero Miro for a minute. There we go. I've got Penta right now working over JD in the corner. Rusev tonight, absolutely Boston. Luke Newcomb, sup, suckers? Who you calling a sucker? Can you dig it, sucker? As Finn and Carlito still in JD's corner here. Again, it's still interesting to me of who's still in JD and who isn't. I still feel like obviously Finn and Dom are on the outs, but we'll see where that goes. But granted, Finn's wearing a Latino Heat shirt. Ooh. Big kind of double axe handle there from JD onto Penta. Christian, I was never hyped for boxing. Fair enough. I don't know. The most I've seen anything going on with boxing recently, well, Canelo fought, and then they had the whole boxing match in the middle of Times Square, which was interesting. No water, no bread, only meat, Booker T. So, how are we coming for you? JD is Dolph Ziggler levels of a seller. Fair. Well, and again, like I said, JD was Jordan Devlin when he was in 205 Live and all of that. If he was kind of in that when they brought in Tyler Bate and Trent Seven and Pete Dunne. Oh, both men just Death Valley Driver on the apron here. But yeah, no, JD's very much like he's talent in the ring, and he's got that like British strong style background of I'm gonna sell. It's not this, New Japan strong style of we beat the out of each other until I fall over. Yeah. But I am in commercial break, folks, so I will remind everybody, be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe, as we're ever so close to 7K subscribers on the channel. We're literally, I believe, one person away from 500 members in the Discord, all of that. We do have the super chats, the super stickers, the merch store, all ways that you can help support the channel, keep the WFU movement going. But absolutely. JD McBeast. JD has an uppercase L on his forehead. Hey now, Rockstar. JD's new nickname for me is JD McBeast. How did we get there? JD break time. Nick, yes, KJ is taking a pause for the cause. Absolutely. Yeah, because gotta keep it fresh and everything like that. Sometimes you gotta take a walkabout. Big fan of JD. I would very much like to see him get a bigger push in 2020 or in 2025. He's got to kind of hit the reset button a little bit coming off of his big time off, but I also think that's his biggest launching point. Like if Judgment Day actually fully dissolves and they go to like street trash, what have you, which I don't even know how they're gonna go, because Dom's now champ, but he's getting cheered. Liv's gonna be off for a minute, so is it just Raquel? What are we gonna do with Carlito? Finn's obviously gonna be in a feud with Dom. Does JD side with Finn or does he side with Dom? So he could break off and have his own kind of single solos run for a bit, I feel, in 2025 in like the mid-card division. Probably have a match or two for the IC belt. Yeah. Penta moves on to a feud after this. Yeah, well, where does he go with a feud of, again, does he go straight towards the title now that Dom's got it? Like, does Dom hold it for a while? It's going to be interesting. Again, this is why, for everyone that's still all hung up about WrestleMania 41, I know we're talking about hangups and everything. Let's just focus on this is the start of the new season of pro wrestling, of WWE. So we don't know what's going to happen and what they're going to be building towards for WrestleMania 42. Penta versus El Grande Americano. They make them the new tag champs, but yeah, we'll see. Frankie, thank you for the $1 super chat. They're just doing something strange for a little piece of change. Yes, no, appreciate it. And again, everything that you guys send our way as we're back in the action. JD hangs himself up on the ring post, but everything you guys send our way of anybody with support, any sort of super chats, memberships, anything you buy from the merch store, anything like that, literally just goes back into the channel. And how can we do this bigger, better? How can we do more for y'all? All of that. So 100%. We're not like some of those other content creators of, pocket the sugar honey iced tea or, use it to take themselves on the road to WrestleMania, all that. We just try and put it towards how can we do more for y'all. So appreciate the family and the community we built. Penta firing up after the Mexican Destroyer. Anyone watch LFG last night? Really liking Troy. I've been a bad wrestling fan. I've caught more clips than actual full episodes of LFG. For whatever reason, A&E is a little hard for me. I'll put it that way. Oh, reverse sling blade from Penta onto JD. JV, Nick, who's that one guy that can really benefit that most from being the third man? Two names that come to mind are Ludwig. No, he's with Gunther. No. Could finally step away from Gunther. Gable can benefit a lot with Heyman. I see if this was doing your universe mode, how that works. But if far tilt-a-whirl backbreaker from Penta on a JD 1, 2, if I'm viewing this creatively, no. Does not compute, does not make sense. I think it's actually KJ mentioned of do they do who the third man is, and maybe that's where you get like a Sammy turns, surprisingly as all hell. But yeah, I'd really have to think about, would it be a new introduction like a Jeff Cobb would have you, where you go a bit more evolution-y as Penta dumps out JD after he high kicks Carlito trying to interfere, as JD trying to interfere here, but Penta going up. Do you use the third man, or is it like, say, a Bronson Reed crossbody from Penta on everybody on the outer roll, on the Carlito and JD on the outside as Finn's just watching? But you might use the third guy more to introduce somebody or reintroduce somebody, bring somebody in, versus like taking Ludwig from Gunther. I don't think that works. I think if you take Gable, you're taking the leader of the whole faction away. So, but now Finn's getting involved, pulls down Penta. And again, the ref clearly has to see this. So he literally looks at it. How is that not a disqualification? The ref caught him, so he's going to throw Finn and Carlito out, but not call a disqualification. I know I'm not a super, well, I kind of am, but a super stickler on the rules, but like, good googly moogly, like, you literally watched the man attack his other opponent. Oh, Penta, wash your gear, my guy. Them pit stains. You need some degree. As Chad Gable interferes, well, tries to interfere and gets kicked off. Spaz, I know I clicked on your super chat. I'll get there in a quick second, but this is just, oh, Penta flying out on a Chad Gable he's goddamn Uncle Rico with this fucking t-shirt. Jawbreaker. Oh, JD going up top. Is JD going to end up winning this after all of this moonsault nobody home? Mexican Destroyer on Cinco de Mayo. That wasn't planned at all. 1, 2, 3. And Penta, please wash your gear. Why is it supposed to be white? But it is yellow. But Penta picks up the win. Spaz with a $5 super chat again. My guy, appreciate you so much. As someone not familiar with AAA, can you define how big the announcement of WWE, NXT, and TNA being involved in Triple Mania is? Triple Mania in AAA, I know that's a lot of triples. That's their WrestleMania. That is their all-in. That is their Bound for Glory. That is their biggest show of the year. So having anything outside of that, having I think actually at one point they might have had AW talent involved with it, if not at least CMLL, as I've got Waller Effect. I've got Grayson Waller and Austin Theory back here, A-Town down. But yeah, Triple Mania is their WrestleMania. So having WWE talent there is a huge statement. Yeah, Spaz, it's huge. Huge. It's not a DQ. How is it not a DQ? The ref saw it. It's not even a triple threat or anything. What did I miss that Pierce just made official? Why is everyone so fucking oily and tan on this goddamn show? I understand it's pro wrestling, but it's just weird. It just feels over emphasis a little bit tonight. Or am I just focusing too much on it? It's getting weird now. JD has the most confusing build. Gabe Itch 2099 shout out. As also, we are out there on the Twitch as well. We got the Twitch, we got the YouTube, we got the Facebook group now, even too. We got the Twitters, we got the Instagrams, we got you covered on all the goddamn socials. But yes, 100%. You can always tune in and catch all the replays, watch all of us live on the YouTube, on Twitch. We're close to 7K on YouTube. Let's see if we can get 100. We're about halfway there, or a little over halfway there over on Twitch. So yeah, let's keep all the avenues growing. Oh, goddamn Americana. Rest discretion. He fucking looked at it. Sorry, not sorry. And I missed a lot of comments now because I was hung up on that. But yeah, he fucking looked dead at him. He chose, instead of to throw the match out, to throw them out. That's fucking Aubrey is out there just nay-naying in her fucking stable, even at that call, because goddamn, that was just poor officiating. Crossing the commercial break? Yes, well, I don't have KJ here, so anyone that has Netflix that or anything internationally that's not a commercial break, because I am, what do you have right now? Because I just have commercial break here. So is it Austin Theory versus a Mr. Opponent? Did you say opponent just because I mentioned Aubrey? Is that why we're talking about horses? Or do we miss KJ? We need to talk about horses. I thought Waller was in a match. I missed what was said during the segment. So y'all let me know. Cross versus Sammy, it seems to be building still. It's not a bad shout. And it's the first maybe kind of step on Cross really getting to that level of you take out a guy like Sammy, because Sammy still is there. Sammy's still, we halfway worry, could he be the third guy? Oh, as I'm joined by the second guy. But how do you feel about the potential of a Cross Sammy? That's kind of the first kind of Cross big feud that we get into.
Very possible. I mean, again, I will be very curious to see if Sammy's out, how long he's out, where does, is he still focused on Seth? I mean, yes, we're hyped for Money in the Bank. Yes, let's go. As Austin Theory comes to the ring, as Waller talks himself out of a match and gets Theory into one.
Fair enough. I missed what was said during the segment because I was talking, but
so Waller was going to have a match and he talked Theory into having the match instead. So
fair enough. Now, also, side note, am I just out on a limb here? Of everyone's very bronze and very glistening tonight.
Right. Everyone
looks like a rotisserie chicken right now.
Everyone's getting ready for that trip to LA. I don't know what's up. What is up? But no DQ because the ref didn't see Finn pull him off the apron. And then when you grab him to throw him in the ring, he never actually physically hit him in any way, shape, or form. So the rule of thumb, generally, you get tossed out for getting involved, but you don't get DQ because he never struck the gentleman. That's what it is.
I feel like I look like Ben right now with this. But yes, no, why the fuck? He saw enough to throw this man out, but not enough to DQ this
wasn't
man.
Enough for a DQ. He never struck him.
Wow, you can that's some ref Aubrey fucking blinders type shit.
No, he was right there. He never struck him.
He was looking right there.
But Finn didn't do enough to be DQ'd. He grabbed him and threw him back in the ring. That's what the ref saw.
He had to have seen him pull him off.
So, he didn't. He was distracted. Oh, look at this. Let's go. I like this. Let's go. Sheamus is back.
Right.
Killer Croc?
Killer Cross? Huh?
Cross with a killer promo. Yeah, so for those who didn't see what happened on Netflix, Cross cut a great promo. Again, he's kind of got his eye on everything. Like it's this interesting thing that he hasn't got into much, but he seems like he's involved in a lot somehow.
Yeah, well, that's again. I love that he's the puppet master. He's goddamn Ultron. There are no strings on me, and he's even put it out there of just even the response of his whole promo that clearly WWE wanted to get out because they're not going to let a shoot go out with their watermark. By the way,
no.
But even he's mentioned of the fans are getting behind it. They booed when I got eliminated in the Andre. There's a thing here.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I mean, again, people, I love it. And let's keep doing stuff like this. Like when KO turned heel, he jumped Cody after the show, and it was only picked up by fan video. Like that kind of shit works. And I mean, what Karrion's doing is Karrion kept himself relevant through all this time of being quote unquote benched. He's found ways to kind of matter. And then if he gets a few minutes here, a few minutes there, we haven't thought much of it, but he's taking credit for what happened with the New Day. He's still kind of hovering over Sammy. He's mad at AJ Styles. I mean, Karrion AJ will go a long way. Except AJ just taking L's, I suppose.
Well, he also went. He's taking so much of it now. His fucking Twitter got hacked.
Oh, that was funny.
Nick, your streak ended. I don't know. Does Sheamus count as a return?
Yeah, maybe. We'll give it to you.
Well, I don't know if I want the streak broken or to continue.
That's too funny. But we are rolling on. For those, I haven't put a poll up because we're pretty confident where this is going. But Sheamus has returned. He's laying a beating on Austin Theory. It was supposed to be Waller. So again, it feels like we've been teasing the breakup of Waller and Theory for about 2 years.
Well, almost as long as Frazier and Axiom. And
right,
does this add credence to their mid-card division if you've got Sheamus out there? Like, you could get a Sheamus Penta match now.
Yeah, I almost want to see Sheamus move over to SmackDown and join the big fellas.
Yeah, well, that is the U.S. title now, the big fellas belt, and the IC belt's the work rate belt, as it kind of was. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Like we said, like you got Penta, I mean, on the periphery.
And versus Drew.
Right? Yeah, you still got Gable in the mix for that. But Sheamus going over and kind of mixing it up with Damian, with Drew, could be something.
Yeah, and also you need bigger guys for like to Jacob for it to seem a threat. Big elbow off the top.
As Sheamus is here just to bring down the overall tan average in the company.
Yeah. He's adding the Caucasian effect here.
Right. Banger after banger after banger after banger.
Spray tan after spray tan after spray tan.
I see at least one more tag team championship run for A-Town Down. I don't know. Luke, I think we might be past him, my guy.
Yeah, I honestly don't care. I'm almost at this point. I don't care even if they turn. Like we reached that point of I kind of cared if they were going to turn, and now we've gone too far. I just don't care about you, period.
Yeah, I mean, you might have lost the plot a little bit. You might have for sure. And again, are they in that realm now? Even no matter what they do, you kind of don't give a shit. Like they could come out and they're a good heel tag team, but I don't know if they resonate anymore because we've been there, done that, and it kind of went nowhere.
Right. Spaz had a 1. I don't know what you're on, but Spaz with a $5 super chat that I think we missed. Of Nick, are all the looks tonight reminding you of the Seinfeld episode where Kramer was tanning on the roof with the butter?
Let's go.
It is like just again, everyone looks like a goddamn honey baked ham or a fucking rotisserie chicken. What fucking deli did I step into here?
Fucking Christmas with the cranks up in here.
Yeah, and I get everybody, Hulkamania running wild, brother. Everybody kind of had that vibe, but not to this level of like, I can tell that's not real.
Yeah. I think the old saying is something like meat looks better brown than white. It does not look great orange unless you're a Panda Express, my guy.
Fair enough. Well, I don't know how to rhyme orange with anything. So just I'll orange you later.
Later, guys. So Nick taking a pause for the cause. The show rolls on. I got Sheamus and Theory in the ring right now, folks, and I hope everyone out there is doing well. Get in that chat. Let me know what headlines are piquing your interest. What do you want to talk about? What are you liking on Raw tonight? How are you feeling about Sheamus back in the mix? I feel like the in-house crowd's a little quiet for this match. I could be wrong. Let me know what you think. Commercial break. No, you're about 30 seconds away as Theory gets a 2 count. Put Waller with Seth. Waller. I mean, Waller could be irritating enough to be with Seth. I wondered if you put both of them with Seth and it kind of validates them as a tag team. Now they're like that tag team division of your faction. So you have the strong tag team, you have the strong mid-card guy, and you have the strong world champion guy. Maybe too much, I need Sheamus on Raw to fight Seth and Braun. Also, when Bronson Reed and Ilya come back, I believe that Ilya is closer than Bronson. Now, Bronson broke both his ankles. Ilya got surgery. I don't expect either one of them back till later in the summer at the earliest. I think Ilya might be closer to the fall, but I could be wrong. Fact checkers out there, let me know. But yeah, I mean, I think they're still a ways away. I mean, Bronson's a big fella. It's got to be a good amount of rehab to get him back to where he was athletically. I mean, that's a terrible injury. Ilya is going to come back strong, ready to go. It just takes a while to heal up and make sure it doesn't happen again. As Theory counters the beats of the Bowery, need a Waller versus Theory match next week. I thought that's what the trick was going to be tonight, Anthony. That Waller, you go to the ring and you have a surprise opponent, and then the surprise opponent was Theory. They didn't do that, so we'll see. Sheamus is back. Big fan of Austin Theory. I like him too, MDB. Don't get me wrong at all. I just feel like there's this level of apathy from the fan base. This they're struggling to care because I think they're just kind of they feel a little meaningless overall. I think they're both good. I think Waller's got a bright future. He's very irritating. He's athletic. He needs a better finisher. But overall, I think Waller's got something too. The women's tag team division might all but be dead. Big super kick. This match going longer than I expected. Rolling blockbuster. Interesting. The men's tag team division, no. So I do believe, Luke, that Triple H is trying to improve the tag team division. I do. Raw's is extremely weak. SmackDown's is better. MCMG, Street Profits, Los Lobos, Pretty Deadly. They got some things going on over on SmackDown. I'm really curious how the draft works out. I have said several times that I would be okay with one set of tag champs that travel around like the women's do. I think that makes the tag team wrestling better. Now, I could be wrong. We'll see what they do moving forward. You do have some teams like Hank and Tank out there that just got the NXT titles, but I mean, we see that Fraxium's on there, well, kind of locked in now. Oh, white noise! Setting them up! Second rope. Pancakes Theory. Luke, that Conehead pick is freaking me out. I love it. Shout out, Luke. Welcome. Luke Nukem. Having a time. I like it. Welcome. You came to the right place. KJ is most likely yelling at the end of the first period of the Leafs game. Facts. As we go into the first with a 3-1 lead and get a nice chance right at the buzzer. So good period for the blue and white. Let's go. Fingers crossed on that for sure. Who could you see more of a possible future champion, Theory or Waller? I'd give an edge to Theory. I know this was for Nick, but yeah, I'd say Theory's got a little more upside, a little more intangible. Right? What does a 32, 34-year-old Theory look like? Honey glazed turkey. My God. What do you think about the women tag team match there's got to be more there. I guess Braun took Paul Heyman. Yeah, no kidding, right? Got his tanning hookup. They got Heyman on that brown tonight. Sheamus setting it up. Big kick. And there you go. A-Clown down under. Wonder how they explain the damage control without Dakota. I mean, I think, Frankie, one of the advantages you have right now is Asuka's been out. Kyrie's been out. Io's doing her own thing, so I'm curious how that ties into it. But I think then you have the opportunity, because they've been out, to kind of bring them back together and maybe kind of act like, life goes on. I think the tag titles would get a lot more love if there was only one set. I'm with you on that, Boston. I really am. It's too thin, right? Like the New Day and the Viking Raiders going back and forth hasn't been nearly as exciting as I was hoping. I'd like to see the Viking Raiders take on MCMG or DIY or even the Street Profits. Like, I'd like to see a mix, right? What would Hank and Tank do against one of the teams in the fold? What would some of the other teams in NXT look like? So I think there's an opportunity there for sure. I think it just makes it feel more competitive. I understand 2 world titles, fine, I get it. But the one tag belt, I don't know if you can justify 2 right now. Rhino will be on AEW. Yeah, so Rhino has been advertised for Wednesday and Thursday. For those who don't know, there is a Thursday edition of Collision this week. So they're going Wednesday and Thursday. Rhino advertised for both. Returns to Michigan. Let's go. The home of Sockface. As we are in the back with Judgment Day, folks. Sheamus wins. Big W for Sheamus. AJ Styles in the clubhouse. Oh, so AJ wants the IC title. Do you think the WWE is going to bring the AAA Mega title on Raw? I could see it having a presence, Anthony. I could see maybe a one-off match like they've done with NXT champions. I could see, the obligatory sitting in the crowd waving kind of moment, perhaps. But ultimately, yeah, I mean, they're going to do everything they can to help build up AAA. They want its popularity to grow. They wanted the people to tune in. Somebody asked while I was on my pause about WWE being a part of AAA, Triple Mania. Triple Mania obviously being their WrestleMania. It's a big deal. It helps. People are going to want to buy tickets to see the WWE stars. We've seen what it's like when WWE goes international. So if you can take your biggest show of the year and add in some name value from the WWE, and I don't mean, as we got the New Day talking to Gable, and I don't mean just like anybody. I mean, you have the potential to have like guys like Penta and Phoenix go back and work their Escobar, Andrade. I mean, some really good talent that can offer some really good matches. So I'm good with it. And I know people are eager to kind of find the negative in this AAA stuff. But again, it's an acquisition. It's part of it. Somebody reported that, they're trying to make them be more American. That's not true. Again, it's just bullshit. And ultimately, they want this to be where that, the luchador, the lucha style is developed. It's harnessed. And yeah, they'll have an ability to transfer people from AAA into WWE. You can have a Worlds Collide event. We're getting NXT versus AAA in Worlds Collide the same day as Money in the Bank. It's big stuff like that they can now do. As we go to a commercial break, folks, the show rolls on. I will take a minute to remind everybody we are back tomorrow, 7:45 for NXT. Same with Wednesday. Thursday, we got some figuring out to do, but we are here for our Backlash predictions. We probably have an eye on Collision a little bit, but ultimately we will break down all that's happening at Backlash. And then Friday, SmackDown, 3 hours as always. So we got lots coming your way, folks. I mean, a big Memorial Day weekend as we get 3 pay-per-views. The party never stops around here. It really does not. But right now I got Michael Cole. I got Pat. And we go back to Becky and Lyra and how this all came about. Though I will admit, not my favorite of the angles. Good match. It was solid. It was a much better match than I anticipated, ABJ. All these acronyms. Raw's women's tag belts need to be defended. I would say so. I mean, again, they haven't not been defended yet. So we'll see how it works out. Right now, there is no women's tag team division, though. That is one true thing that came a little bit out of the releases. Like when you start thinking about women's tag teams, who do you have? A couple. But here comes Becky Lynch. Sheamus was like, that doesn't work for me, Theory. Yeah, no, Theory took it hard. Good match. I agree. You could go back to getting the tag titles on more PLEs without worrying about the other set looking inferior. Facts, 100%. And you have a reason to kind of bring things together, right? Like if you do have tag teams on certain shows predominantly, that's fine. The other option is, do you move kind of more of your tag team wrestling to one show? Like, does Raw house the bulk, if not all of the tag team wrestling, division-wise, official tag teams? not thrown together tag teams. You can have random tag team matches on SmackDown, right? So that becomes my question is, what would the strategy be? Do you overload one side per a draft? But yeah, I think the one belt that travels works really well, really simple, really easy. Dom versus Penta at Backlash. Could be. I know AJ's throwing his hat in the ring. Again, I think the mid-card titles are starting to look competitive, really strong and competitive. Ain't rid of those brand new tag team titles. Ain't rid of those. Yeah, no, I hear you. But, I mean, it's not a bad idea. Penta versus Dirty Dom, I see him. Okay, so they did add that official. All right, thank you. Let's go. All right, I'm looking forward to that. They can't give Liv Morgan that much time off and not have Raquel defend the belts. I mean, ultimately, if she's off for a month, what if she can make a couple dates in while she's filming? So I don't really know what the full, speaking of their schedule.
full filming, what have you. I don't know what I was filming, but yes. No, they don't give a rat's ass about the women's tag belts anymore because you cut that whole fucking division.
Who's left?
Well, you were saying it of like if you were gonna unify the men's tag belts, then you could do one men's, one more women's, but you cut that whole fucking division. So
that's it. Yeah, I mean, you're definitely gonna have some rebuilding to do on the women's side because who are even the prospects? Like,
just end it. That you had the best you could have had, and you fucked it up. So just end it. Just kill them off. It doesn't work. I would rather you take that away and you focus on the mid-card belts.
I don't disagree with that. But then, I mean, but you keep the men's tag belt, obviously.
Yes, well, you have to. I suck. The man Becky Lynch, so has she been officially kind of announced as that? But that's the graphic they use.
Right. Same music, but
I am the victim.
Spanish Rachel. I just remember.
Is this though the telltale heart a bit when it comes to like WWE like heel work now at this point of I am always the victim. I was the one who was wronged.
Mm-hmm. But I think part of that plays into the generation they're talking to. Yeah. I think it's very much of like nothing's my fault. Everything just happens to me. I think that's kind of what they're speaking to a little bit, right? But
my astrological sign just hates me.
Right? Like, you know, what the planets weren't aligned. I don't fucking know. But at the end of the day, I think Drew's done it to great success. Kevin Owens killed it. I mean, but I think it's the tale of the oldest time, right? The bad guy doesn't know he's a bad guy, right? He thinks he's righteous.
You mentioned it with Drew. You mentioned it with Kevin. We saw it earlier tonight with Paul of when you can make the heel feel justified. Is it one of those, though, just with Becky here of, does she not exactly feel justified?
I feel like for Becky, it's a little more of a stretch to come up with the justification of like, wait, you showed up out of nowhere. Nobody knew, like, some of us
don't play the victim thing. If she came in and she was more big time Bex and was like, I'm the fucking star here. Yeah. This is why I should be in charge of this new belt and everything. This disrespect.
Becky feeling disrespected by Bird Lady. I mean, we're getting more Mike from Lyra.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I mean, it's okay. Like if you throw out bird seed and more birds show up, is it a good thing or a bad thing?
I mean, I think it's been okay. I'll throw it out to the chat. Is Lyra doing a little bit better under the circumstances?
Is it that this is the only person that could get Lyra over? This, like, you have to work with the best because it will make you seem like you're the best.
Yeah, I figure you think that, you know, Becky getting thrown right into the world title picture might give her Charlotte Flair vibes. They're already kind of on the Hogan vibes with Becky at times. So you slide her into a mid card and you help put over somebody that you see a bright future in. So you get her on the microphone talking. You get her working with one of the best that we've had in the last decade. And she looks good. She's talking well. She's getting some cheers.
I can't really hate this because this is kind of what I thought they were going to do post Rumble.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, is I feel like this is kind of what we all anticipated they were going to do.
There you go. There you go. MDB reminding everybody to like the stream. We're at 102 likes here tonight. Let's get that up. Let's go. Let's go. And again, share this link. Be a friend. Tell a friend. I want to see these live chat numbers burst through the roof.
He wants to be bursting through the roof, for folks. You heard it.
Right. Well, speaking of bursting, the Lucky Charms crew is still arguing.
Oh, why you gotta say that? Well, like I said, to me, Becky doesn't work in this I got screwed, I'm the victim role. She works in the I'm better than you. There's no way, like, you're not on my level. Yeah. You should just hand that over to me, kind of vibe.
Yeah, and she's building a lot of the merit on the fact of just, I wasn't here. And that's what she's saying now. Like, I wasn't here to kind of be.
You took a fucking book tour, bitch.
Well, she took a baby too. But
she took a baby.
Took a baby too. You guys can spin that any way you feel like. But yeah. I mean, again, not a bad. I mean, the fans are into the promo and the back and forth. But I agree with you. Where if she came in with more of that high and mighty, this is my ring, this is my world. How dare you? Blah blah blah. What she kind of is doing. But yeah, I mean, maybe less victim-y because she has got that attitude.
Well, and I also say that because I feel this is supposed to spin into the Bayley segment, into the Bayley feud, because that's initially what she was throwing at. Yeah. Of, well, this is Bayley and her Chris Van Fleet interview of, there's a reason she doesn't feel like Charlotte and Becky because she isn't on that level. Like, if you're going to go that way with it, then she should be big time Beck. She should be that I'm the fucking superstar and you should appreciate me. I should be welcomed back with open arms, and instead you boo me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think after this plays into the Bayley thing. And so if Lyra wins, do we get a non-title Becky coming off and now go at Bayley?
Oh, big kick.
He or she who goes over on the go-home show must lose at the pay-per-view.
Oh, Lyra's promo's good. Lyra was solid.
I think, though, Becky holding it validates that women's IC belt a little bit more.
Yeah, and I wondered if they'd want to give her that, like, I think she might then be the first ever new Grand Slam champion, including this belt.
Yeah.
Right now, she's the first one in that hemisphere.
Well, and that's the thing, is if she plays into being I am the one of one, because do you think this continues into Becky Lyra post this match? Does this go Lyra Bayley? Like, I can very clearly see this goes Becky Bayley after this. I can't see where this goes with Lyra after this.
Well, here's the trick, though, is, I mean, you're cautious because you're trying to put Lyra over here and make her as good as possible. She's back in, and no, don't hit it.
Don't handle slam into.
Oh. I do really like the idea of Becky Bayley for the IC title.
That's Money in the Bank SummerSlam.
Yeah, even though, I mean, again, just as far as two big names battling over that belt. No offense to Lyra or anyone else right now, but I think it's just the name value. Now, some people might argue Bayley and Becky a little bit of a dark hole potentially.
No, at all. Not at all, because that's when you can even more lean into the whole, there's a reason you're not like us and everything. And I think you beat down Bayley to where she becomes the biggest babyface. And so when she wins it, you have a huge reaction.
It's happening.
All right, so let's start timing breaks or anything we might need to now.
I don't know. Lyra is killing this promo. Lyra did well tonight. Really strong.
Lyra has been very much helped by this, and that's why I think, or especially I thought this was going to be where they were going to go post Rumble with this, because it would have really sent her into it.
Yeah, every time Becky talks, I hear Brad Pitt from Snatch. Hey. It's for me, ma. And here comes Roxanne Perez.
It's been a minute since I've seen that. Yeah. I can't segue to saying, speaking of snatches, but yes, we got Roxanne Perez out here about to take on Io Shirai.
Let's go. And again, I know Rox has been going through a little bit of an interesting time, but at minimum, the one positive is she's getting in there with a lot of good talent.
Oh, well, she's literally her moniker, her name fits her. She is the prodigy. She is one of those that when she was in Ring of Honor and halfway debut in there and all of that, she has been the blueprint for the new women's wrestling.
Mm-hmm. I agree, man. I mean, she was excellent. It was a nice thing to be able to sign her coming out of what happened with Ring of Honor. I do believe this is somebody that potentially Tony could have had his under his roster, but she's done great. She's really been surprising to me how she's coming out of her shell, not just like the good little scrappy wrestler, but she's a good heel. She's a good promo.
She has fully developed as a character, and it's a really good. Yeah, no, she didn't develop like Cora Jade. But
don't get me going.
Right. But no, she's become a well-rounded character. I don't know if that's better or worse. But even then, she's been through the system she is very much. It's a testament to her that we've been clamoring for her to be on the main roster for quite some time.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
It's equivalent to Braun Breaker. Yeah. Where Braun Breaker right now is in the men's division is where Roxanne Perez kind of feels like she slots in there.
Yeah, and a little similar, and maybe a little bit slower, slightly slower. I think injury was part of that. But the same idea where we felt like she kind of plateaued, and then she switched it up and developed who she is now, and kind of the same way Braun did, where Braun all of a sudden came and he wasn't the squeaky clean wrestler guy who had a famous dad and uncle. He showed up as a badass, and all of a sudden it pole vaulted both of them.
Yeah, but so would you almost equate that Braun showing up Raw after Mania, hoodie, spears Roman Reigns, slightly equivalent to Roxanne shows up, I think same Raw with Julia, takes out Io and Stephanie, Rhea Ripley gets involved, of now you've got your three top women across every brand involved dealing with Roxanne Perez.
Yeah, in a big way, for sure. I think the magnitude of Braun becoming a Heyman guy and such made a little bit of a caveat, but overall, again, it's just, I think this is what people kind of overlook sometimes with, and even with the releases. They're like, all right, we want to give, Roxanne airtime. We want to promote her. We want to grow her. Okay, we want to give Lyra some TV time. Again, I mean, you want them benched or you want them free to do what they need to do?
You mean we can't keep Sudsy McGee happy if everybody gets a fucking participation paycheck and they get to fucking stay there, and then we can bitch online and pretend we're a good person because they don't get fucking used?
Right. Oh, good old Sudsy.
Yeah, good old Sudsy McGee there.
A t-shirt that says good old Sudsy. I so do now. Caddy, how you doing? So I totally disagree with you, KJ. How dare you? No, I'm just kidding. Bayley was killing it with Lyra and Roxanne. We didn't need Becky until after Mania, and have Becky and Roxanne jump Lyra, insert Becky to help. It made no sense. Yeah, I mean, do you agree in the sense that, and I will give Kenny credit for sure, like the idea of Bayley getting involved with Lyra just to kind of miss Mania seemed like unless they did not, like Becky didn't give them the thumbs up till a couple days before.
Yeah, well, it's just fucking stupid. Well, no, because we talked about it of when she was out there and she kind of worked everybody of like, I specifically won't be there.
Yeah.
I halfway felt like he was going more at me with that because I was the one of championing of it being Lyra and Becky for a while. I never anticipated Bayley, what have you, being involved. Bayley being there and pulling her away. The only thing I think that makes that work is if you're going to do the Becky Bayley story afterwards. Because that parlays right into that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, ultimately, I was a little surprised, and why not just have the Bayley Lyra match and have Becky show up and cost them? Like maybe she pulls Bayley off the apron, and then that's the surprise.
None of what I think any of us have said would get people talking more about it than what happened.
But do you think it's a sense of the maybe the WWE saying, we know you're going to be a heel, but we really want to get that, like, we want you to get that pop so we can say you got that pop, and then we'll turn you heel tomorrow?
No, because she had that with the whole Rhea thing when she was out there with her goddamn half her book on her fucking tire and everything. Right. Well, no, I'll just read it. Kenny is saying that's on Becky, why penalize Bayley, but that's you're playing into the story of Becky versus Bayley.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. The outrage for those who feel like, man, Becky, Bayley didn't get her shot. When Bayley comes back and says, I got ripped off, I didn't get to be a Mania, the fans are going to be like, fuck yeah.
This is double Dutch we're playing out here. You can't hop on the fucking first, skip and everything like that. You got to wait.
Yeah, in a lot of ways. EO's got the best entrance. One of my favorite entrances in all of wrestling. The lights, the look, her vibe. This thing's taking off, becoming a thing.
Yeah, I'm so surprised and so happy that EO came out on the other end of WrestleMania 41. Like Andy Dufresne went through a mile of shit and came out smelling like roses.
Right. So do you think that Punk screws Seth tonight? I'd be very down for a shocking Punk or Roman surprise us. Who's not expected, right?
You're surprising us with the match as it is.
I know. Are we greedy? Okay, we got the surprise. No, but no. I mean, seriously,
could we see a
how do you get out of that match?
Could we see a title change and then it makes it a triple threat because Jay's got his rematch clause?
Man, I'm torn, dude. You got me fucking thinking. But my God, the idea that Jey Uso's just gonna
we never said he was built. I ain't here for a long time. I'm here for a good time.
Like I said, I mean, I was EO saying not today under the clothesline. Look at
EO reminds me of if Maki Ito could wrestle and didn't need deathmatch shit. Of no, because she's just the she's the lunatic fringe of fucking women's wrestling in WWE.
Wow. Talk about selling the shit out of that kick. As Roxanne goes to work on the leg. Punk popping out would be a nice surprise. I mean, again, we talked about, is there another member? Do you hold off on that? Is it Sammy? I mean, again, it feels like something's building up here and they're making enemies. So does it set up for something like a 6-man tag, but Paul's got a mystery, Brock Lesnar's the 6th man.
Alberto Del Rio, the 6th man.
Let's go.
No, I am fully with you of
Tope
on EO. Holy
shit. With her hands at her side, just bring it, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, what is fucking Duck Dynasty there doing in the front row? Right. But no, you mention it about who, but a 3rd man, but whose side is he on type of vibe.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do that, you hold that till SummerSlam.
Yeah, I would
around when they're gonna do if they're gonna do we assume they're gonna do the tag match of Roman and Punk versus Seth and Braun.
Yes, they are. Yes,
they are. As I'm in a commercial getting a live action stitch as you're stitching into hockey playoffs.
EO's down. Roxy's on the apron, and you were saying, and just want to throw it out there. If I go missing or I just pause right up, there is a good amount of thunder and lightning outside my window right now. So stay safe, people.
The Tampa Bay Lightning are coming for KJ and the Toronto Maple Leafs playoff spot. But no, I was saying of you save the third man of, like, say if Sami Zayn comes out and it's this match, or even say if you want to fast track it to tonight, Sami Zayn's coming out, right? But whose side is he on? Who is he helping? If you've got to sell that third man, and I think that's what they do best right now.
Yeah,
it is anybody could fucking turn.
It's got a lot of potential that way for sure, right? Like, yeah, really curious to see how that plays out, how that looks on paper, or I mean, how it looks if they do deliver it in that manner. So,
right.
All in all, I think that I can't believe we're getting the match tonight as is. Like, what the hell? There's a list of people that could be involved in this one. I think WWE made a huge mistake by letting Cora Jade release, because I thought Roxanne and Cora was going to renew the rivalry after Roxanne walked out on her at Stand and Deliver. I get it.
Okay, I thought you were going to have more of a follow-up on that. No, I get, well, and again, yes, I understand that we even our live in halfway reactions as literally we were watching SmackDown as releases happened, and I felt bad of, like, Gallus got released while we were watching, Jakara Jackson got released while we were watching. We talked about, like, Eddie Thorpe and everything, but I want to see where everybody is really talking about all of this in a week. Like, what's all the outrage and the outcry for Carmella, for Duke Hudson? Where'd all that go? Where's the Good Brothers? Where's all of that?
Right?
Where's Damon Kemp? Does anyone check in on Damon Kemp?
And let's be straight. And I know people are talking about a lot of different topics out there right now, but one for the good guys, one for the dudes out there. Nobody gives the men half as much sympathy, first and foremost. And again, they're out there doing what they have to do in a hard aesthetic world as well. Again, it's not like they're showing up looking like couch potatoes. You got to give them credit where it's due.
I know, hang and tank. I mean,
there's acceptance.
The argument.
Oh, my boy, KO, let's go. But I think ultimately, you're in this position where let's be fair. Like, we get over it real quick. Next week, there's going to be the next thing. Something happened at Backlash. Now Goldberg's back. Oh, let's rage. Oh, like, whatever it is, it's just we'll be on to the next. And we've seen it every year. We go through this bullshit.
Exactly. And again, I hate that we go through the same argument, the same outrage, same fake outrage of it every single year. Of, if you really care, then support them post their WWE career. They've got a 30-day non-compete, a 90-day non-compete. Then wherever they show up, support them. Don't just pretend this outrage right now so you can look cool for clicks and clout. Do it after the fact. Do it, like, if you actually are behind somebody, be behind them. Don't pretend to be behind somebody.
Right. Absolutely. And I don't think it was a mistake for, like, I understand I thought they liked Cora. I wasn't the biggest fan of Cora. I thought Cora was very actressy.
Paper mache?
Yeah, we joked about that a lot. Again, is it a mistake? The only person that can show them that it was a mistake is Cora. If they were, like, the cream rises to the top, as a wise man once said, with the missile drop kick.
Right.
So if Cora is everything that everyone says they are, or she is, let's go. I love it. I love this.
It's getting over, my guy.
She is over as fuck. So the other thing, the fans were, I can't believe they're booing Bianca. They were cheering Io.
She made a lot of people at WrestleMania eat their fucking, teas and crumpets.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think that, again, it becomes a numbers game. Like, would you give Cora Jade a main event spot over Jordynne Grace or Julia? Or, like, I mean, again, not that she couldn't get there, but she wasn't there.
Well, I said it earlier of comparing it to sports, which this is also supposed to be compared to,
Mhm.
almost every team right now is a collection of people who weren't drafted there. Whoa.
Rolls all the way through on the suplex.
I actually was about to hit a gut wrench
Nice match.
Cyto suplex.
Ladies.
Yeah, of most top talent and everything on teams right now is not because they were signed there, they were they weren't drafted there, all of that. They got brought in, what have you. So again, it's an opportunity of show them why they were wrong.
Yeah.
If you are who you say you are, show them why they were wrong.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want to do. I mean, you could turn it into a Matt Cardona type run. You could go and try and do what Ricochet's trying to do right now. And we're not going to get into how
Yo,
hell of a match.
Well, and she hits the moonsault, lands on it, but looks like she hurt her ankle.
Right on the back of that head.
It's a little convoluted of a move, but yeah.
But
like Swerve doesn't happen in AEW if WWE doesn't let him go. The Hurt City doesn't happen in AEW if WWE doesn't let him go. Again, it's the trading of fucking talent amongst fucking sports teams.
Yeah. And look at one of your best examples. And again, I think you've come full circle is AJ Francis.
Yes. Absolutely.
And again, we all chuckled just like the whole world did when that went down. When he had his slip up, and then you hear about all the backstage stuff leads to him leaving the company. But look what he did. I mean, so that's where people gotta like relax, take a breath. They're not the evil empire. They don't hate your guts. They are trying to entertain you. Why are you so mad?
Well, and even then, where's the fucking same outrage for now, like a Carmella who's still released or a Duke Hudson who's still released? Like, well, why are we're outraged now?
Oh, she got her.
Energy.
Shut up. There it is. It's over. Yeah, got her quick. Nice match.
I literally took until the ref raising her hand to know who won it.
Right. And listen, sometimes a roll-up's okay. That was one of those roll-ups that kind of catch you by surprise, and it's okay in this one. This was a really good fight. It leaves the door open for a run it back because that was a hell of a fucking match.
Yeah, this shows you this ain't going to be the last time that they have this match. We were talking about this earlier. Is this a backlash match or a post-backlash angle?
Rusev would be a good addition to Paul Heyman's faction. I don't know.
Well, is it someone that's on the roster or I guess recently to the roster, or you do it, somebody debuts and you use that evolution style? Like you mentioned for a while, Jeff Cobb, and that's how you handshake.
The crowd wasn't okay. Show her respect.
Oh, she's about to fucking backstab her.
Oh, Roxanne Perez has been released. Wait, what?
What?
That was a good match and a sign of respect. Oh!
By Julia.
There you go. Roxanne laughing. This works. These two girls work, man. I'm in.
Yeah, it's almost like it was supposed to be Cora Jade and Roxanne before.
but
who would have thought? Who would have thought?
You're sitting there and you're like, all right, we're gonna bring Roxy up, but you know, who can we bring with her? We're like Cora, but what about Julia? And Julia wins. Sorry, Cora, you gotta go.
How can we make this cooler?
As Julia, Roxy lay out the world champion.
I'm waiting for Steph to show up. I think we're getting the fucking. I said it when we had it on NXT where it was Jordan Grace and Io versus Julia and Roxanne. I thought that they were using that because they were waiting to have the actual tag team of all four women involved.
Absolutely. Roxanne needs a more mature character for the main roster. Bratty Kid doesn't work for me. Yeah, I mean, it might not work for you, Smile Mark, and I get it. Trust me, I've been talking about, old man yells at cloud all night. I mean, certain things just won't work for you. But I think you have to play to who she is. She's super young. Like, to me, that's closer to who she really is, or the evil side of who she really is. And that's why, yeah, it's a little bratty, but I think it works in this dynamic.
Bratty kid won't work for you. Cut
Right.
to Tiffany Stratton. Just saying, literally that exact same gimmick. So yeah, or was at one point that exact same gimmick. So it's Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I'm just gonna say you have like Charlotte and Bailey and others for that mature kind of angle. So you know what I mean? You're kind of touching different demographics with the approach.
She's supposed to be the young whippersnapper, the young upstart. That's just she thinks she's better than she is and needs to get humbled.
Right. As we got the Viking Raid, the War Raiders, who want their the whole Vince McMahon story. Did you catch this with CVV and Eric?
You let them know because I'm in commercial and I see like the Eat God of like shut the fuck up. No, keep it peace. Keep it peace. Sorry.
The New Day want the Raiders, but Chad Gable in the middle here. What is he going to team up with Americano here?
Do a 4-way tag team match.
Right, you got a point, Mr. New. We're trying to counter the trolls. Bring some reasoning to the conversation.
Well, sometimes though, it's like when you're watching, like you got the zombies. You gotta fucking clear the pathway a little bit. You gotta stomp a couple out to get the fuck out the way here.
Right. We don't have bubbles, but we do have a point. Julia is a heel, not bad. We'll see. I mean, Julia. Again, I think it works well with Roxy. I'm good with it. I like the look. I like the vibe. I like the energy. I thought Roxy and Io had a really great match. I know someone said, why did she have to work so hard to get the win? But it lends some credence to Roxy as well, right? You give her a bit of a rub in this moment.
Oh, 100%. If she's still, you're establishing her as one of the top. Like, again, when are we going to run back Io versus Roxanne, and it's for the world title at this point?
Right. Yeah, I mean, again, I think you're going to get there. I think you have to get there.
Right. You were at a point. I was trying to fucking find it, but gotcha.
Okay. Well, sorry, I don't know what did I click away from something? My bad.
No. It was literally of you were going on a point, and then you clicked on the chat, and you lost where you're going, and now I can't figure out where you're going.
I wandered. But we do have Alpha. I got distracted by the bell. It's like Pavlov going off.
Yeah. Start drooling.
So on Cinco de Mayo, Grande Americano becomes speed champion.
Well, on Cinco de Mayo, we got Alberto Del Rio allegedly signed to WWE.
Does that make him
Speedy Gonzalez?
Does that make him Speedy Gonzalez?
No, you said that. I'm all right. Moving on.
I'm asking for a friend.
All right. Well, the friends will let you know. I'm not going to let you know. I'm not qualified enough to answer on that.
That's funny.
Maddie, what up?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the show rolls on. We got Matt Rule,
the head coach of the University of Nebraska.
Digging deep on some of these? Are we digging deep on some of these celeb moments?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you're a college football nerd, Dylan Raiola is just TimuWish.com Patrick Mahomes. So, yeah.
Roxy is the new AJ Lee in a big way for sure. But I'll be back. I'll let you enjoy this barn burner.
Oh, yeah. I got the barn burner of Rusev Machka, Rusev Petra, Otis versus Rusev. So I got Bulgarian beef versus corn-fed Americana Nebraska beef. Pause on all of that. But so I know it's been brought up on past streams and everything, and we still don't know fully what Rusev's kind of character, gimmick, etc. is now that he's back, because this is, I believe, his first official match. As again, he's still full Rusev Day, all of that. I want him in TNA and 8 in English, but is he a little redeemer gimmick? And is that gimmick infringement, is that, he took what he found in AEW and pivoted over here with it. But yeah, as even Michael Cole literally says, he redeemed himself. So I'm wondering it's not so much it's Bulgaria Rusev. It is now, I am, prize fighter. I am the brute. I am the redeemer, what have you. With Rusev, he needs to be in the Smashing Machine movie with Dwayne out here, because by the way, we're seeing Ryan Bader as Mark Coleman fucking doesn't work. You just see Ryan Bader. But we got Otis versus Rusev versus Machka. Oh, let me know who you're taking. Well, what did KJ fucking say? I used to be in hell. He used to be in the void. Oh, Christ, what was it? I'll give SRS some clever points with this one. He talked about I was in the abyss, and then now he went to the company to where Abyss works at. And all that. So why would you go there? But yeah, I believe this is the first official Rusev match post AEW, and he's again out here with Otis, who thankfully it's not him versus like a Tozawa if I just throw you from pillar to fucking post here. Like, this is Otis, who's a guy who respectfully could actually have a bit of a comeback, have a little bit of a fire back. Where are they going to go with Rusev now that he's here? Like KJ mentioned earlier about with Sheamus, does he fit better on SmackDown? Does a Rusev fit better on SmackDown? Of a Rusev versus a Jacob Fatu match, or a Rusev Drew McIntyre, Rusev Damian Priest versus a Rusev Finn Balor, or Rusev Penta, dare I say. Rusev Miro. It's just so great that Cinco de Mayo managed to happen on Rusev Day as well. It's amazing how the holidays happen to fall like that, as Rusev with a big ass crescent kick, fucking roll through kick here. As I'm in commercial break. Oh, Christ almighty. I thought they did some Matrix thing for fucking Black Mirror, and I thought it was being an ad for something, which, side note real quick, as I'm in commercial break, if you're watching it internationally, I don't know what you have, but we cut away after Rusev hit the crescent kick, rolling kick on Otis there. But did anyone else notice the kind of the Alexa pop in behind Logan and everything on the little screen, on the little Raw preview screen that they had in the background? I believe it was a week or so ago. Rusev, Miro, Rusev, Larry. It was a joke. But in the future, I want Rusev versus Bronson Reed. Rusev versus the Rhino. Well, is it Rhino, Rhino? Is it Rhyno? Or do we have to do a whole different iteration of Rhino to avoid copyright? And I know KJ mentioned it earlier when I was actually on a pause, and I think I commented on it, but is Rhino just there to announce their staycation in the ECW, formerly known as the ECW Arena, the 2300 Arena? Is that why we're going to bring in Rhino? Because RED probably told them to go themselves after the Spike Spot, that we're going to bring in Rhino to sell us into going into Philadelphia? Am I the only one happy that Rusev's music was made by CFO $? That's the sign coming right there. He didn't get Def Rebelled, so I'll take that as a victory. I'll put it as that. Trust me. It's become goddamn karaoke night, I feel, on the channel of what am I trying to say when I'm singing along with Malachi, Aleister Black's entrance music. So I'm glad he didn't get Def Rebelled. I'll put it that way. As they just teased Jesse Ventura at NXT Battle, like, oh, they're going through for Saturday main event NXT Battleground. So there is a whole big weekend coming up. And also even NXT Battleground, same night, same time, same bat channel as we're watching Double or Nothing as well. As I'm back in action as Rusev just pawing and kicking at Otis. John C, what up? Rhino's entrance is fire in ECW. Rhino initially was one of my favorite guys in ECW. Granted, there's a whole list of, I used to be hard in the ECW kind of viewing of, I even had the goddamn video game on N64 and all of that. But yeah, Rhino with the gore was almost a better spear than Goldberg with his spear at the time. But it is still interesting now to see how, the mighty have fallen as. So Otis misses with a clothesline. Oh, hits a spinning back elbow or back fist. When the fuck did he have that in his repertoire? But so real quick, Otis misses a clothesline into the ring post. Miro misses a spinning back kick into the ring post, but then Otis hits a spinning back fist. What the fuck? Big splash in the corner. Finally, the announcer table is indestructible. Yeah. Like a pump kick, super kick from Miro out here. Ah! So he's setting up for the Redeemer. The Accolade. So they're still calling it the Accolade. Fair enough. Otis trying to hang on. Hold on. Why is this match going on for so long? That should have crushed the Otis by now. No, as Otis, he doesn't tap out, blackout. And I like that for Otis because Otis, love him or hate him, he is comical. He is fucking Chris Farley of wrestling. But he very much, as Tozawa tears the shirt and is firing up to Miro. That's the thing. I'm glad we got this match versus Otis because Otis, we can run this back. This felt viable. This felt credible. Tozawa versus Miro. It should be under 5. But yeah, so Miro walks away with the win here of, now he's got to come back. Oh, yeah, now you won't disrespect me. Now I'm going to gut wrench. He tried to gut wrench like powerbomb Tozawa on Otis. But yeah, I don't mind this of Miro if he's just, again, a bit of the brute force. They've got to have layers to all of their divisions, all of their stories, as Miro's just literally post to post with Otis. What I don't want, what I fear they might do is CJ Perry, Lana versus Maxine Dupree. Don't ever fucking do that, WWE. As big ass Machka kick, fucking pump super kick there from Miro on Otis, and now he's gonna choke him out even with his own shirt. Got him in the ankle. Oh, I thought he was gonna drape him with his own shirt, but he just tore it off him to tore it off him. Just got him locked in the accolade. As the GMs, the refs, they all gotta pop up to pull him off here. I dig it. I mean, honestly, I know some people are gonna, you threw Rusev in, and now he's out here feuding with the King Alpha Academy. But Otis at one point was one of the most over guys in the company. And he's a guy that stature-wise can work with a guy like Rusev. They had a good match going into this. You can't do the Gable thing anymore. So you do this of he just decimates you of I will break you. You're going to do, good old American boy versus the foreign cosmonaut type of shit of I dig it. You can let me know in the chat how you feel. But so Rusev gets the win and then proceeds to show up after the match and just decimate the entire Alpha Academy.
No.
Well, I was gonna say, so the non-American, would you like to talk about the decimation of the Americans?
Well, I mean, I like it for Rusev. Rusev looks like a beast. Clearly, they're pushing him into a heel model. I like it. I mean, it was a solid big man match with Otis. Wasn't a bad match at all. And then, I mean, he could have just picked up Tozawa by the head and threw him, but it's even more devious that he waits till Tozawa has his back turned and then lays boots to him. So I like it. I like it. Not a bad return from Rusev. And again, Alpha Academy gets, pumped.
Yeah, as per usual. And
per usual.
Is it one of those of you almost maybe fast tracked it of you could have, because normally expectation would be you get Rusev versus Tozawa's the first match, he just destroys Tozawa, Otis fires up, and then you get into that. But I like if you do the Rusev versus the Otis, I think it was a good match. I think that works as a feud. They work well together. I think it was a good match. You have the Tozawa thing, you do it for a week, you squash him, and you run it back. Like now it almost feels like you've got to go right back into Otis versus Rusev. Is that like pre-show backlash?
Or like right now, Otis is being helped to the back still. By the way, the whole commercial, Otis is being helped by two men who are, I'm sure, thrilled to be under that man's armpit right now. But yeah, they're helping him out. He's struggling. Tozawa's struggling. So maybe this is a case of, Otis gets mad and goes back after Rusev. Maybe it's just another stepping stone. That's the only reason, like, Tozawa for me might have been the bar might have been too low, punching too down for his first.
Well, it's interesting that he got involved if he Hulkamania rips shirt off of. I'll do it.
Right.
I'm worried that they're going to do a Lana CJ Perry versus Maxine Dupree match, and I don't ever fucking want that.
I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie.
You can fuck off over there.
But she's on a Legends deal, so you never know. Never rule it out, as we are about 20 seconds away from the return to action. When is Alpha Academy getting cut? I'd much rather be seeing Strowman. I mean, you hit a nail on the head a little bit, Boston, and like I would love to see me some Gallus. I thought Gallus had a lot to offer. The one thing we didn't talk about is I believe it was Uncle Dave that ruffled a lot of feathers, saying that big proponent of those who were released were deemed lazy.
Well, there was the lazy, the out of shape. It was also they were old or they were taking too much money on their contract and everything. No, go ahead.
Well, I mean, my question becomes with the range of releases we saw. I mean, again, it would offer that they weren't just getting rid of all old talent because that's disqualified. They weren't getting rid of all young talent. That doesn't make sense. They weren't getting rid of just expensive talent. Nope, that doesn't add up. So, I mean, again, it feels like case by case.
Right. Well, this is when we get back to the fucking mid-bathtub voice edit fucking TikTok bullshit and everything about, well, let me know exactly what made the decision on this. Well, guess what? We've all been through this on every fucking level of watching any sort of sports, any sort of entertainment, any sort of show, of sometimes who you want to be there, just they don't want to be there type of shit. Like, it's what is so fucking hard to struggle with this of that it's okay if they're not there for right now.
Yeah, and again, it's yeah, there's so much.
I know,
but we have Pat McAfee getting into the ring right now. Again, Pierce is going to mediate a face-to-face between Pat and Gunther. I've seen mixed feelings about this. I'm actually looking forward to this little dust-up. I do believe it's leading to something else. What that is, I don't know. I don't want it to be Goldberg, but it feels like it's going to be Goldberg. But nonetheless, I like how they built this as far as any man that watches his buddy, his best friend, his co-worker get roughed up, has to jump in as a man. It led to this. Maybe Pat's going to eat a whole lot of fucking Gunther hand for his efforts. But, I mean, as a man, you got to stand on business.
Oh, absolutely. I love Pat. He cut a hell of a promo. He won't last more than 5 minutes with Gunther.
Right.
McAfee, Cherokee,
Oh,
Applebee's, Gunther, and 5.
No, I'm going over. Pat's going to put on a surprise show.
But no, you can't have him go fucking 15, 20 minutes with him.
As long as you don't, I mean, again, if you have Gunther selling like a big man as he has in the past when he's fighting like a Sami Zayn, he'd be fine.
No,
again,
you can't have him sell to fucking Pat McAfee for fucking 20 minutes. The
Yes.
only way this match goes 20 minutes is if Pat can duck, dick, dive, and dodge for freaking 15 of it.
There's a bunch of numbers between 5 and 20, and I'm going between 5 and 10. I think this is going to be a fun match. I think Pat knows what he's doing. Pat's going to sell his ass off, and Gunther's going to kick the living shit out of him for 95% of the match and beat him, but it won't be fast.
McAfee, carefree, wannabe, Gunther, and 5.
There you go. There you go. We'll see. 4-0. Let's go.
Pat's out here saying, do it. Do it.
You don't mess with Akira Tozawa. Yeah, but he piped up. He said it was all of his chest.
All 6.3 ounces of his chest.
Right. Waste of TV time. What is? Otis literally looks like a baked potato. He does. It's fucking awesome. When he shaves, he looks like a butterball.
He looks like we've seen far too many butterballs on this fucking screen for you to say that tonight.
Yeah, right?
No, he looks like Chris Farley. He looks like if Chris Farley was a B-list actor instead of an A-list actor.
Right. Was there a niner in there? Let's go.
That's what it is. He's Parva meets fucking Farley.
With
my friend
reportedly coming in, we can finally bring back. No. And again, Del Rio, I'll be shocked if he comes in. I probably, I mean, again, it's not something I want to even entertain. I don't see them putting it together.
I'll be more okay with Logan Paul being a world champion than WWE ever bringing in Alberto Del Rio.
Logan Paul is a dickhead, but I mean, it's a major difference. Del Rio's a monster. You have, I'm going to say in adult words, you have dickheads, scumbags, and you have pieces of shit. Del Rio's a piece of shit. Oh, I like it. Just like Pat McAfee lost week with Gunther. Rusev is beating up Otis. You didn't. That's what you didn't like. Yeah, I'm okay with it. I mean, again, if you want to establish, you got to remember the fans in the building, the WWE universe, they love Otis. Like, I know we look at Otis and go, kind of shake our head, but he's the guy that you send to all the events that shakes the little kids' hands. And
I like me some Otis. He was out there doing the worm. I popped when he caught Baron Corbin's Money in the Bank. Well, is Rusev Mashka, or is he the Redeemer?
He's more of the Redeemer still. I think that's something he really wanted to play out in AEW and never got an opportunity. So it's a bit of he's Rusev, but definitely in that Redeemer vein where he's somehow some.
Why is Matt Rule, the Nebraska football head coach, crying at the fact that Pat McAfee just mentioned him on a fucking Monday Night Raw?
Right. The Cornhuskers. Hashtag Cornhuskers.
Welcome to America, my guy. Trust me. Shit gets awkward real fast.
Like, how do you brag about that? How's that? Like the Cornhuskers versus the Eagles.
Bro, I went to Potsdam High School to where we're the Sandstoners, and we had shirts of like, we smoke the competition, we play better on grass, all of that. Sometimes you just gotta own that shit.
Right. Pat, the fans like Pat.
Because he's them. He's the representation of them.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
My dream coming true, Pat. We've heard this before. You've wrestled your matches. You were about to get swatted this way, that way, and 7 ways to Sunday versus Gunther.
I almost want him to win just because.
I will walk off. If Logan Paul wins or if Gunther wins, I will take a brief hiatus instantly.
Right. For a lot of releases, they were featured prominently sometimes, not just on one show, but also TNA. You can't say that WWE didn't give them an opportunity to get over. Not everybody can. 100%. Cora Jade was given opportunity. Gigi was given opportunity. I'm kind of bummed out about Gigi. I think Priscilla has a lot of upside, but they have to weigh out who they have in their ranks right now. Are they going to bring on someone like a Zeta Steel and push her fast? So now she's in the mix. What do you do with Zarya, who's been in a tag team since she got here? What about if you do bring in a Mariah May? Those are things that we don't really think about.
Every time you have a draft, you have to release talent to fit the talent that you drafted.
Yeah.
And there's 100% talent in that I'm not happy that that they don't work there anymore, that I want to continue to follow and support and everything. But that's the thing. Continue to follow and support versus just use this as a phony battle cry to act like you give a shit outside of somebody besides yourself for once.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't necessarily agree with this one from ABJ. Gunther has lost all aura he used to have ever since that storyline. He had where he lost his confidence. I would not agree with that. I think he's been completely fine. And again, when you bring him back, like Gunther has to go into a feud. Well, if you put a Gunther instantly into a feud with another wrestler, Gunther has to beat that wrestler. So you put him in with something like this, and it's getting him a lot of heat. It's keeping him relevant. Again, a lot of people are expecting Pat to get squashed, which is exactly what David versus Goliath is supposed to present to us. So yeah, Pat, huge underdog against the mean kind of, I take myself super serious Gunther. I think Gunther's fine, man. I don't know how you feel.
You can introduce Gunther right back into the world title picture because he just lost it. And if you do, then why the fuck did he lose it? And you can introduce him to the mid-card scene because then you've dropped him a peg too low here. So like you said, if you drop him into this spot to where he gets to be the great white in the tank of just go and wreck shit. Just go and show what you are, who you are. And now he gets to walk through Pat McAfee. He gets to fucking squash the guy that half the people think is annoying. He showed how vicious he was. He turned the man fucking purple in a chokehold to where he had to get suspended until the go-home show. And, of course, you got to bring him back on the go-home show to sell the fucking match.
Absolutely. It's your daughter's birthday last week, 2 years, right? So Gunther getting personal out the gate here.
But that's the thing is because Gunther can do that stick, that can do that trait that good people on the mic can do of I can rada, but when I can bring it real low and I can make it matter and I'm talking to you and I don't give a shit what they have to say. I'm talking straight to you right now, Pat. That type of shit hits 10 times.
Oh yeah. Now Damien, I agree with your comment as far as like Cora seemed to have potential. She wasn't my favorite, but she had potential. She seemed to have a heel attitude. Now, what if I told you WWE chose her because they were having issues with her taking instruction or they were having issues with her attitude behind the scenes? We don't know that. I'm not saying that she did. But what if I told you that? Because WWE doesn't come out and list off, we release this person because, we release this person because, we release these people because business. Sorry.
Yeah, well, that's the whole
towel.
Just to get mad of like, well, it shouldn't be a business. Like, oh, we're focusing too much on it being a business. Like, that's what the fuck it is. Like, that's the reason why these talent aren't here. It's again, think about it. If you want to treat it like a sport, you've got to think about it like a sport.
Oh my God.
Yo.
See, I mean, again, we talk about Gunther and his aura, right? Like he means fucking business. And again, he kind of presents everything that you said, Nick. I am going to destroy you.
Gunther still, I don't give a shit if he lost the world title. This man walks in the room. I don't give a goddamn how tough you think you are. Your asshole puckers a good bit right now when that man walks into the fucking room because he instantly slides back into that ring general of he's that presence that doesn't need a world title to establish how dominant and how in control he is.
Yeah, it's just, when you hear his music, somebody's about to get hurt. And you know that. That's the equalizer 9 times out of 10.
Right.
Goldberg coming out tonight? No. If they do Goldberg, it'll be a pay-per-view moment.
Oh,
I don't know how I feel about it.
I don't want that ever.
Gunther will destroy Pat. Richard's with you.
Now it's just becoming a point of how fast it'll happen. Is they're replaying the whole Cena or doing highlights of the Cena Orton history here, 25 years of rivalry, which they even did a whole live stream. They played every match between Orton and Cena.
Yep. Smart, man. Smart. Sell us on the history, right? We're going back to 2009. A very slender RKO taking on John Cena.
Yeah, very much both had that old school 2009 Randy Orton, which was a menace and all that.
Right. I don't need Goldberg. I thought stupid shit like that ended in the Vince being gone. I agree, Boston. I don't need it. I don't want it. And to me, it is more of a that feels like Vince. Now, if the argument is they brought Goldberg in for one more match, he's going to have a match against Gunther at SummerSlam, and it's a one-off, fine, fuck it. But I agree with you. Him coming in, I mean, I don't see him coming in and being world champion, thankfully. But I feel like he's whined enough to get that one last match, maybe?
No, I don't want it. I don't care. Well, and it's halfway of even what Boston was saying of, I guess I'll tie it into the Del Rio shit of, didn't we all think that would be too stupid for even Vince to do? So why do we think that this is happening now?
Well, we talked about Brock. People talked about, oh, is Brock coming back? Brock coming back. And now Brock could be coming back eventually, but I don't think he is. I think he's fed up and done, and he never really loved it. But at the end of the day, you knew they weren't going near Brock as long as his name was in that lawsuit. They have to make sure that's cleared, and he's cleared from it. And again, like you can't, the WWE and TKO is very aware of that. They have to be.
It's a publicly traded company. This isn't privately traded, so we can't have a Jimmy Jacobs or anything, or what's his name there, but not Jimmy Jacobs, Jimmy Rave or Jimmy Havoc, or anything like that show up, or Marty Scurll show up or anything. Like, we're not going to have Brock Lesnar here, but we're going to re-sign Alberto Del Rio. Like, again, if you think about this for more than half a second, and I'm going to try and take half a second.
Go, my guy, go. As ladies and gentlemen, I am putting a poll up. Who you taking as we get a surprise impromptu, I guess that's a bit redundant, match here as Seth Rollins will take on Jey Uso. Seth right now has Paul and Braun at his side. What do you think, folks? It wouldn't happen if Gunther would attack Pat during the match. I'm just booking a dream match. Okay, I'll let you guys have that out. So what will the role of Scott Steiner be? Just apparently training, helping. I can't imagine they're going to set up a Scott Steiner Gunther match. I don't know if there's an appetite there. Fuck off. It would have, I don't know. Gunther versus Goldberg. It's probably Saudi. Yeah, I could see it. Maybe they hold off for that. As we do go into commercial break, I will take a second to remind everybody, make sure you get your merch. Go check down below. Go to our store. Get all the fun stuff. Big shout out to OG Dale, apparently. But yeah, we got more coming your way. We're back at it tomorrow, 7:45. And for those who can't see on Netflix, we got Seth Rollins in the ring. We got the drone shot. We got the crowd singing along. So again, folks, be here for all your favorite wrestling, and be a friend, tell a friend. Make sure you're here for all the fun, as we got tons coming your way. If Goldberg came in and got the belt, I'd be livid. I mean, we've seen it. And again, that would be so Vince vibed of this idea. You know, Goldberg, you know, we watched Kofi get squashed by Brock, Goldberg destroying The Fiend. I mean, bad decisions, and it doesn't help your business grow. 60% of AEW are former or repeating WWE talent. Insulting WWE insults AEW. I mean, in a way, yes. I mean, again, I think we talk about this a lot, Larry, and it's a lot of I ignore what my favorite does, but I really focus on what my least favorite does, right? Like, I don't like the WWE, so everything they do, I'm going to try and twist and misconstrue into something violent or something aggressive or something that hurts the company, but overlooking. I mean, the same thing when we talk about benchings or bloating. We talked about it last week. I mean, you look at both companies. We went through on Wednesday last week of the women's roster, the number of women who are not actively being used. It's a little frustrating as a fan because you know that talent's there. But again, people ignore that and they just kind of focus on what they want to focus on. And I don't mind people doing that. Really, that is your right to do that. We all do it. My big frustration with that community is some of the leaders, so to speak, that use it to their advantage to beat that drum, even if they know it's complete and utter bullshit. Or if they don't know it's complete and utter bullshit, unfortunately for them, then they're just stupid. And it's unfortunate that they really believe the bullshit they're putting out. And it baffles me. It really does baffle me that somehow, some way, that is how they believe things are supposed to be in the wrestling world. I don't get it. I really, truly don't understand what the necessity is other than baiting clicks. But at what point is your credibility completely gone? As we are about 15 seconds away, Seth's still in the ring with his music going. Yeets all day long. When it comes to WWE, it is Anthony, and you know that's true. I should have read the other one first. That's not true. Anthony doesn't care about much lately. I don't know how true that is, sir. That sounds like some personal issues. He doesn't take me out anymore. Doesn't tell me I'm pretty. Roxanne takes Liv's place. Okay, could be. Roxanne, Julia become quickie women's tag title holders. I could make that work. Jey Uso for the win. Jey Uso for the win. Seth doesn't win the title until SummerSlam. Okay, I accept that. That's a pretty good theory. Next week on Raw, Rhea Ripley returns, teams up with Io Sky to take on Roxanne and Julia. Seth wins by DQ. Yes, it might be a triple threat or fatal four-way. I will admit, I mean, I think it could head that way. I just don't love it because it keeps heading that way. Son of a bitch. Fuck. When it comes to, I leave that one alone. Yeah, I don't think we need it. I think this is an ego play. I mean, if the WWE was hosting a show nearby, would Goldberg be a reason to buy a ticket? Would Goldberg prompt you to buy a ticket? Before the year is over, Orton Cena retirement career match. Maybe not, Anthony. I could see it going a couple other ways. I could see it. I mean, we've talked a lot about Cody Rhodes. Where does he fit into this? Does Cody take his belt back on the way out as Cena's saying goodbye? What about CM Punk? Is CM Punk the guy that saves the company? Like John Cena said, I'm taking this belt and going home. See, maybe Punk shows up and says, that's my gimmick, bitch. Jay for the win. Panthers are the best third-period team in the league. Yeah, so the Leafs have their backup goalie in, and Panthers find 2 goals in the first 4.5 minutes. So I'm nervous. 4-1 disappeared real fast. I give 0 dangs about this match. What, really? Of the main event? Well, that's rough. Let's go, Cats. You knock it off, Jose. Io and Rhea versus Roxy Julia. Yes. Talking about the women's match for SmackDown because Nia versus Jade, whoever wins faces Tiffany for the women's title match down the road. Absolutely. And again, should be very interesting. I still want to see how Naomi fits into it. So yeah, very good point. Stars or Jets? Jets all the way. I stayed up to watch that double overtime game last night. I'm a big fan of the Jets. I popped huge when they got that goal. They were down by 2 empty net goals, goal with 1.6 seconds left. And then the double overtime winner. Huge. I'm pumped. 3 Canadian teams in the second round for the first time since 2003. Let's go. Let's go, Canada. John Cena ruined wrestling again. He's trying. He's trying, John. As Jey Uso raises that title over his head. Do you still see Sami Zayn winning a world championship? I mean, Kyle, to me, I think Sami Zayn one day has to get his due. To me, Sami Zayn getting that world title would be like a Mick Foley moment, right? Like, you know, that'll put asses in seats. I think Sami deserves that moment. Maybe it's my bias, but I think someday, somehow, you give him that moment. And like I said, for me, it has that Mick Foley vibe of he was never going to do it, and he found a way to do it. Speaking of doing it and doing it well.
Well, did you say Nick Foley or Mick Foley?
Nick Foley.
Hey, yes. But, well, yes, 100%. As other streamers are out there walking away from their chairs, grabbing this, that, and the thirds, and not giving a fuck about anyone that watches them, we're here live in full effect.
I like it. I like it. We are the difference, and some people make it easy.
Literally.
But we're rolling on. Main event, Nick. Who you got? Who you got? Who you got?
Oh,
no. Oh, you want Seth? You're going
no, Seth. I want chaos. I want them to have a holy shit moment to where something changes. The when you don't expect it to happen, and that's where WWE kind of is at this point.
Right.
When you expect them to go left, they go right.
Right. And the argument is, well, he lost the belt on Netflix. That's a big deal.
He lost it, well, and he's going to turn around and compete probably at Backlash, but it'll be the a triple threat because I mean we've got Braun Breaker, the sniper out there.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think ultimately. There's a lot of possibilities here. Does Logan get involved? Is Roman around? I doubt it. Is Punk around? We don't know. So I mean, Braun's at ringside. Do they have another friend? We don't know that either. So I like the good amount of question marks with all of this. As Seth takes a little bit of a relaxing moment, does Jake
Andrade el ídolo.
Right, tranquilo.
I realized I muted myself because I feel a sneeze coming on when I was trying to agree with you. Yeah.
Right. Big chop from Jay. Down goes Seth. Finger poking to him would be crazy. Could you imagine?
Well, you mentioned Sammy. And could he be a world champion? And could this at some point? It's still the biggest question. And that would be, would that be your Hogan? But whose side is he on? If Sammy comes out here. Or even if this is at a different time and we're in a similar situation to where Sammy's been told, get the fuck away from here, and then slides in and ha, we knew it all along.
Oh, shit. I mean, again, it's highly possible. Earlier mentioned, how do you like the idea of WrestleMania taking place in Washington, D.C. one day in the new Commander Stadium? Sure.
The football players can't even leave that stadium with ACLs. I'd like to see the wrestlers leave that with ACLs. So, no.
Sami Zayn world champion. Come on. I mean, again, I think it's going to be that Mick Foley moment. Like, you know, like he's the guy that scratched and clawed and took back.
I almost want it somehow to be taped just so I can hear Tony Schiavone reiterate and Sami Zayn's the new world champion. Huh. That'll put butts in seats.
Right. Leak it to Tony the week before.
In fact, like I said, I just want that fucking call because it would be such that moment of like, even if he is the most despicable person, you just want to cheer for the fucker.
As Seth is all over Jay. Seth is taking the crowd out of it. Braun barking at them. Listen here,
twitching like our Twitch streamers out there.
Right. How do you see Penta? I think a draft, Ken. A draft brings them together.
As Paul, he's playing conductor.
Mm-hmm. Why isn't the Bloodline at ringside? Hey, keep in mind, he kind of separated from said Bloodline, and he's on Raw all on his lonesome.
What is the Bloodline right now? Is it still Roman's incantation? Is it Solo and Jacob? Because Tama and Tonga are out on the sidelines.
Right.
Is it Jimmy? What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't. Jimmy's not in the 2.0. We don't
He
know how
literally yeeted himself this fast out of his own shoe.
Right, my shoe. As Paul checking on Seth. And we go to commercial break, folks. Again, we are in the main event. Let me check the poll.
I was going to say, you actually have a commercial? Hallelujah.
No, I don't. It just blanks out for a second.
God damn you.
Seth, 15%. Jay, 38%. Nobody, 46%. So nobody coming in hot and heavy, taking the W here.
I mean, it does set up for this match to happen at a later date.
Yeah, I agree, especially with all the moving parts, right?
Right. Well,
Sammy wins the Rumble and beats Seth at Mania next year. I'm okay with that.
No, I feel next year's Mania is already lined for Seth versus Roman.
Okay. I mean, again, that's a valid argument for sure.
You build that whole Shield storyline. You've gotten there of I don't give a fuck about Dwayne being involved in anything anymore. You go straight Seth Roman. Punk can do whatever. Maybe Punk versus Braun is a thing, but I think you tie in Roman, Seth, the Shield payoff.
Yeah, possibly
10, 12 years in the making. Yeah.
Especially if Seth has the belt. Very interesting dynamic there. All those releases, how Nikita got to go to Evolve. So again.
Well, and this is another argument to this whole onion of fucking discussion here of, so if you're mad about who they released, so are you trying to say who they should have released instead? Are you going to be out there saying, well, no, you should have fired so-and-so? Well, that's not very friendly. That's not very nice to me.
When you fire him, oh, thanks. I mean, in addition to that, I think if I was within the WWE, and I don't know this for a fact, but I think if I was to answer this question, I would say I've been given the opportunity to see more from Cora Jane and more from Gigi. So therefore, I have a better assessment of what they're going to do for me. Nikita, due to injury, we're not quite sure. And though we might be close, we're not willing to cut bait yet. She goes to Evolve. Let's see if she can swim.
Again, hey, welcome to pick a sport of if I've got so-and-so that I've seen on my front line for X amount of time that I know just ain't kind of there. So I'll let you go. I'll trade you off, what have you. But if I've got a talent that I still think, and I've still got them on a low contract, and I still wonder what they might be, maybe I'll give them an extra little bit of a time of a flyer.
Yeah.
Like, again, for everyone that wants to say and treat this so much as a sport, and that's how you legitimize this, of it's athletic opera, of doesn't want to view this when it comes to being a business as a fucking sport.
Yeah. As Seth just working Jay in the corner. No, and I agree with you, Nick. I mean, again, you keep saying it. We've said it a million times. It's all about how you perceive it. And again, I think people being mad about things that don't really affect them. Like, I mean, shit happens. And I think maybe we've seen too far behind the curtain. And I know WWE isn't going to stop that anytime soon. But, I mean, maybe you're trying to pull some of this back. And we know too much. And it causes too much conversation.
That's actually a really valid point, because even doing what we do, at times it's how much do you talk about what's going on in ring versus what's going on
at times
outside of the ring.
Yeah, I mean, and again, when you get heavy news times like what we've had the last couple, it does. I mean, it's funny, and you don't want it to overshadow the wrestling. I want to watch the wrestling. Nice.
Yeah, that's what I signed up for.
Yeah, right.
Go,
both men.
Well, Seth I guess, got the better of that interaction. Yeah, the double crossbody spot there.
Replay. Yeah. Oh, both men down. What I want to see, Yeet God, is let's say Jey Uso loses tonight. I want to see the people that pop off about, I can't believe you did this to Jey.
Well, it's just at the same time, it's ultimately in any situation, keep the same energy. If you're really about that, then say it could be the same way when it ain't that.
What if my energy is nice and comfy in a tub? No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, then, I'm getting any commercials on Netflix.
Then just take your head and just press it down a little bit deeper.
I noticed that too. Shout out Stoner Jesus. Hope you're doing well, sir.
I'm gonna send people to Jesus. They're gonna find where fucking Squidward is and everything.
Serious question with visas. Oh, I saw this question. I like this question. Again, big business finds a way around shit. Trust me, we talked about it before with the Samoans finding their way into other countries. It works. Money talks.
Yeah, but Julia is an example of, again, she was part of big business and got hung up, and that's maybe where we went with the Stephanie thing, and then now we're coming back around with it. You can't always, as Vince knows, you can't always circumvent the law.
Yeah. But when you have a big company like WWE advocating for your employment in that country, it helps. Even crossing the borders for shows. What could happen if relationships maintain not a great place is the WWE ends up staying more domestic. And I know that's not in their plans, but you know, us up here in the North might not see too many wrestling shows if things get tighter.
Well, yeah, and even I see where you're going, but as far as even ticket sales, what have you, and as long as we're not buying wrestling tickets on Amazon, we might stay more domestic more than anything.
Right.
Oh,
holy shit.
Eat a super kick for your trouble. Seth Rollins, 2 count.
Seth is bleeding. They're both injury prone. We'll come back to that. But yeah, no, I mean, I like this match a lot. Fun match so far. I know some people, I said in Boston, put him back in a tag team. I'm fine with Jey as a singles, man. I got no problem with Jey as a singles.
No, not at all. No, trust me. This is why this makes this match so interesting, because he came out here as I've got just still them in the ring. So I thankfully don't get a commercial here now, surprisingly.
Yeah, no, we're rolling. Both men down, the crowd chanting, "This is awesome." Justified, "This is awesome" chants here on Monday Night Raw.
Absolutely, but this is, though, we said this to start this off of Jey Uso. He's now your Make-A-Wish. He's your man of the people. Yeah. He's your kids. You got Yitos,
right.
And everything.
Oh, big kick on the spear. Up he goes. He's gonna give him a go to sleep. Nope.
I don't know, but
that's
Jey
not
Uso
it.
He's
no.
Avenue buckle bomb.
I hate that move so much.
It fucks too many people up. Your odds of not getting injured in that match are much worse than they are of walking out of that match fine, or that move fine. Frog splash, nobody home.
Could Seth Rollins pull this off, man?
I'm hoping. Oh, pedigree! 1, 2.
Give it to him.
And I think what makes this work, though, too, is Jey doesn't feel like the super established champ. Of like, you think that he could lose it at any moment.
Yeah.
This isn't like a Seth Roman here. Like, he's not going to lose it on a fucking Raw.
Yeah. Scott, I agree with this in a lot of ways, man. But I think what you get in an example of like a Jey Uso, or we saw it with Austin or other guys do that, when they get white hot and they win, you ride them out and then you try and find a way out of that title run before they fizzle. You kind of get ahead of it. You leave the fans wanting more. You
ride the lightning and you see how you can pass the bolt off.
Yeah, exactly. So again, you see Jey, and it might be right. You shock the world. He loses tonight. He's still hot as a baby face.
Is Jey Uso more Daniel Bryan, or is he more Kofi Kingston? Dodges the stop.
No way.
To me.
No way.
Choke this man out, Jay.
Way.
I'm gonna tap you out like I did Gunther. You prim and proper
Spear.
spear.
Hell of a
Oh,
spear.
1, 2, 2 count.
Those.
Whoa. Well, and you're gonna hit that spear like that in front of the walking spear.
Yeah, no, I agree. What's the point of a buckle bomb over a regular power bomb? Oh, part of me would almost go regular power bomb. I mean, then the buckle bomb's seen more damage. I think because it's been established as a dangerous move, a move that can go sideways. And I know people are going to say, the lot do, but this one has a bad percentage rate.
If I'm in a shoot fight, the buckle bomb's more impactful. If I'm working a match, the power bomb's more safe.
Yeah.
Like if I'm going to actually try and fuck someone up, I'm hitting their head on a turnbuckle.
As Jey Uso going to the outside on the apron. Good match. Thank you, Kiwan.
Brod's right there, though. Like, I'm waiting, though.
2 count. Great match. Good match.
They've said they had a new message to fucking send. Is their message of Seth Rollins, your new World Heavyweight Champion?
I mean, it would blow my mind, dude. It'd blow my mind. How is Seth doing better with Jey than Gunther? Well, I mean, again, you got to remember, styles make matches. Seth, ref bump. Braun.
Oh, Braun in the prime. That all went weird.
Oh, Seth pops up.
Super Falcon Arrow. Super Falcon Arrow.
Champ is down. Setting it up. No way.
Do it. Stop.
He didn't get all of it.
1, 2, 2.
CM Punk cost Seth. It could. I'm awesome. Aren't we all?
You're I was going to say, anyone else having the hiccups or anything, having trouble swallowing because their heart's in their fucking throat with this whole match?
Yeah. No, I mean, it's crazy, and I believe it. That's what's the good part about this is you believe it can go down. You believe this could happen.
Yo! Let's go.
Sammy's back. Honorarius. Oh, there he is. Sammy all over Braun.
This is what's great about a Raw in between. Like this sells you on. I want to watch this Monday Night Raw. Spear.
Yo, this is gonna be a big win for the champ. Big
smash. 1, 2, 2. He will not die. He will not go away.
Are you for real right now? Seth kicks out. What a main event.
But this is where we get Sammy, but whose side is he on?
Well, no, because I mean, I think that was
we don't know. We don't know. Canadian, especially a French Canadian.
Oh, you didn't know?
Your ass better pour toi somebody. I was trying to think of something.
I don't know what it would be in French either, my guys. Don't worry about it. But Sammy pumping the apron. The crowd.
Oh my God. Goldberg has the best spear in pro wrestling today, tomorrow, yesterday, 20 years ago, all of the times.
Why did Braun slide away like he had like you're allowed to hit the guy outside the ring?
Fucking spear there.
Oh, look.
Happy Heyman. Yo, what is Braun doing?
He annihilates Jey. Look at that.
But he sat there and had a whole moment to where he was soaking it in, man.
Stomp. He's going to do it.
Oh,
dude, he's going to do it. There's
Look in my eyes. What do you see?
We got
Oh,
company.
Personality. Fucking chair. I know how to counter you charging at me, Sabu, bitch.
CM Punk and Seth going at it.
Hey, now I think we've ended the match, but they point out CM Punk's cost Seth Rollins the world title. Holy shit, it's like the ref saw something.
Dude, it's a whole different world when you strike the person, folks.
Strike a chord. Strike a chord.
They struck one.
CM Punk. CM Punk.
Watch Sammy.
Again.
Watch Sam. They're doing this on purpose.
Sammy. Don't you do it, you ginger son of a bitch.
Paul's got that wide-eye look. I don't trust Paul at all.
Paul is on all of the amphetamines tonight. Of all of the amphetamines.
I've been awake for 4 days.
I have not slept in 72 hours.
CM Punk ruins the party.
Heyman has the face of Thea Hale. Oh, you better wish you not now, never. I saw where you fucked up in the future.
Yeah, right. 5-0 DQ, WCW finish, dusty finish. Great main event, even in the DQ. The DQ makes sense, and it's a phenomenal one. The crowd exploded when that music hit, and it all tied together. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Again, you see the energy on the channel, folks. They went a little bit over tonight, about 5-6 minutes over. Again, hell of a main event. Maybe not.
I like that it's 5-6 minutes over 2.5 hours, not 3 or anything. Oh, yeah, no, 100% of it. That just was such the sweetest send-off to send us home with there. Of Braun's losing his fucking gourd, and he might be involved. If there was literally minutes, you were literally screaming, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. Next thing you know, CM Punk's music hits of you had every fucking layer added to it. We were out here watching Sami Zayn of every move he fucking took. Like, that was as best you can do a big moment like that on a Monday Night Raw without we're changing the title on a Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, the only interesting part for me is the go-home show for Backlash. I don't think any of that ties into actual Backlash. That would be my only little...
Fuck it.
My own little, like, it's good enough. Who cares?
We don't know if they're going to add added to Backlash.
Well, you never know, right? Like, we could have an announcement. CM Punk and CM
Jey
Punk
Uso versus Seth and Braun.
Right? And that's where Sammy turns, if Sammy turns. I don't know. We were kind of petitioning for Sammy to turn here. It's funny.
I don't want to.
Does that make Sammy like the ultimate follower if he ends up in another faction, like as the late man in?
Well, yeah, but also I've seen a lot of people say that MJF right now with her saying it's just Sami Zayn. So,
well, again, a very fair comparable. But they're doing it well. Maybe, I mean, it works if you do it right. So, Logan Paul match, no, maybe not.
Yeah, no one gives a fuck about Logan anymore. Hey, everyone that said he wasn't going to win that match, guess what? He ain't going to win that match because they're already moving the fuck way past that.
Money in the Bank. Here we come. Let's go.
No, Karrion Kross.
Logan in the Bank. Let's go.
Hurl in the briefcase.
Jay impressed me once again. I like somebody being honest about Jay. 9 out of 10 Raw, 8 out of 10 Raw. Would have been a 10 if Drew went on the apron behind them. Okay. 8.5 out of 10. 9 out of 10. I mean, the fans are thrilled. I don't know that I was really that high on great main event. Does the main event steal the show and give it an extra bit of love here?
I don't know. I think the show was actually pretty solid. Even with Gunther and Pat, that was really good. Io and Roxanne was good. Like, there's really, I think, a hard fault to find in this show, and especially coming this fast off of WrestleMania into Backlash. Like, this feels like Cannonball Run right into Backlash here. So they did really well, I think, tonight. I'm a 9. I'm at minimum an 8.5.
Oh wow.
I think, like I said, I named off 3 or 4 things that were really solid tonight. Name me a fault.
No, I mean, again, very valid point. I mean, overall,
Rusev maybe
but Rusev was good. You're right.
Well, Austin Theory, Grayson Waller, maybe that might knock it down. So maybe 8.5. I'll settle for him. Yeah.
You brought back Sheamus. I mean, that was pretty good. I'm kind of in an 8. I mean, 8.5. If you twisted my arm, so I could kind of meet you at a higher mark.
I'll meet you at 8.5.
I mean, I think the main event was exceptional. I think we had a lot of fun stuff tonight. The energy was good. Yeah, I mean, I was kind of in the neighborhood of 8, so not that far off.
Well, depends on how you view a whole point off, but yeah.
Right?
No, I'll meet you at 8.5. I know I hear what you're saying of it didn't exactly, it's not the greatest go home show of selling me into Backlash, but it was a really good Monday Night Raw.
Well, it's interesting because it was a good go home show for the things that are Raw related that are heading into Backlash, to be honest. Like the Gunther Pat stuff was good. Becky stuff was decent. Then, I mean, I guess you make the championship, it feels super relevant now as Seth and I really liked what we got in the main event, but that's not going to be on Backlash. They're saving it for past Backlash.
You did, well, that's the thing, is you did much more selling me and much better selling me post Backlash than you did selling me on Backlash. Like the Heyman Jey Uso stuff,
true,
sold me post Backlash.
Right.
The main event tonight sold me post Backlash.
Right.
Well, like you even said, of not a ton. There was moments, there was bits that really sold me towards Backlash, but a lot of this also really worked post Backlash. Like we're just skipping right through this.
Fuck off.
Oh, I don't know what I said, but okay. I'll try to do better next time.
I give it, sorry about that. I give it a 10. Favorite part of the show was Maxine Dupree wearing a Raw is War jacket. She looks very sexy and cute.
Down boy. Don't make me get the fucking spray bottle.
I like that it's, and I also enjoyed Rusev Otis. Great job.
Yeah, well, Rusev will redeem your ass. Don't make me get the fucking spray bottle out here for some of y'all.
Maybe Triple H saw the Logan versus Jay hate and pivoted. I highly doubt that, guys. I think we're planting seeds. I don't think Logan and Jay are done. Remember, nothing's happening at Backlash. And the last time we saw Logan, he knocked Jay out. So hold on tight. That's not done yet.
So the same audience that thinks that WWE signed Alberto Del Rio pivoted from the Logan Paul hate to move their whole story. Just say, but no, I think they're still very much going to do Jay versus Logan. They do that there. You solidify Jay as a babyface probably afterwards. He gets jumped by Seth and Heyman and co. And you set up something Money in the Bank, SummerSlam of a tag match, what have you, or anything. But yeah, no, they didn't pivot away from Logan, but it does feel weird that they've made Logan now at this point, you're not a threat because now this is the real threat.
Yeah, no, Logan's still a threat. I mean, again, the last time we saw Logan, he knocked Jay out. Logan is one of the threats. He's not gone by any stretch. Yeah, I mean, the Seth thing popped up, but Seth's going to get distracted by Punk. So Jay's still going to be void of a challenger.
Logan is as much of a threat as a fucking...
He is a viable
threat in military combat.
Absolute viable threat to that belt. And he's not done. I mean, again, the story with him isn't over. They just left it. Again, I think they did a really good job.
Because the story with him ain't fun. No.
But Seth's going to get distracted with by Punk. Jay's still going to be missing a dance partner.
Does Seth or someone in that way take the belt from Jay? Because we've said this, we've talked about this, of Jay may not have the longest run of it. It's cool. It's great you won the world title, and it's awesome and so cool. But right now, does Seth being world champ take precedent over Jay?
Yeah, I kind of got into the vibe of it. Like I was kind of rooting for Seth to pull it off just for the wow factor of it all. But I still think Jay's going to hold that belt to SummerSlam. I think that's kind of his line of demarcation. Maybe I could be wrong, but I felt like they'd give him a he's not on Backlash. Maybe he defends against somebody at Money in the Bank, and then we're into SummerSlam. So we'll see what he does.
Oh yeah, well, especially you got goddamn Cardi B out there hosting SummerSlam, so she's going to be out there full Yeetamania.
Right. We got Rusev, Sheamus, Seth, and Io wrestling tonight. Great Heyman promo, solid Penta match. I can't complain. Richard, that's beautiful. 10 out of 10, good show. Heyman set the tone tonight. Oh, he really did. I mean, brown face and all, he killed it.
Well, that's what really worked, I think, tonight. Is you set the tone at the start and you followed through with it on the end.
No way.
That's, to me, that's why it's an 8.5. It's a 9 of. There's really. You're hard pressed, I think, to find an issue.
Ice.
What?
No.
Huh? All right. Well, I guess we got to wrap this up before this man has a conniption on stream.
I can't.
We're only in game 1, folks. Don't worry. We've still got at least 3 games more left of this. But yes.
Get it the fuck out. I can't do the log off because they're in the final 20 seconds. So you got to watch me kind of go with this.
All right, so folks, we got about 20 seconds, AK, 2 minutes to end fucking the final period of what happened. They scored?
No, we won.
Oh, you won? The whole time, I swear to fuck. I literally thought you were down by like 3 goals the whole game.
No, we were up the whole game.
What the fuck?
We were up.
Bro, I wish I could act as down as you did right there, being up in a fucking game.
It was so close. 9 out of 10. Back to the fun stuff. 8 out of 10. Good night. See you tomorrow, Bradley. Thank you. 8. Sammy is a missile lock casualty. Dun dun dun. 5-4.
Shrapnel, I guess is the term.
Right. 7.9. Not quite an 8. It was a good show. Yeah, I like that score, Boston. I do. 9. I think WWE took Logan and Jay and scratched it because it's happening with Paul right now. What's happening with Paul right now? Nothing's happening with Paul right now. But I highly doubt it's scrapped.
They're not gonna fucking scrap the whole thing.
No. Raw tonight was an 8 out of 10. Damn, Braun got some air. Oh my God. I mean, again, he's making a grand case for the best spear of all time.
Facts. Well, it's almost not even a full spear. He just throws his body at the other human being.
Yeah, but like this, like coming off the steps and just he hits it at every angle.
The entranceway was the best. So the man literally almost went into full rotation.
Mm-hmm. Use those hashtags, folks. Thank you, ye God. Again, let's grow the WFU. Let's grow the Wrestling for Life Army. Let's go. Cross Future World Champ. I could see that. You guys' beards remind me of War Raiders. We've heard it all. I mean, I will accept that. Solid beards. At least one. Yes. Oh, thank God. They had to put the backup goalie in for half the game. And they held on. That was nerve-wracking. Let's go. Good night. Florida lose. Yes. 1 down.
What was the reason they had to sub in the backup goalie for most of the game?
Stollers, the number 1 goalie, got bumped in the noodle, so they took him out from for concussion protocol, and they didn't put him back in for the 3rd. I don't mind their back, like Wall's all right, but he gave up 3 goals, and you get nervous real quick.
Well, wasn't Wall their starting goalie last year?
Yeah, you kind of shared duties, and again, just probably partly why they, again,
why he's the backup now.
Yes, put it that way. KG heel turn tomorrow. Let's go. Your goalie got hurt. Yes, yes, he did. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna pack it in. Kenny with a 9. Go Leafs, go! I love it from a Buffalo fan. I appreciate that. I'll cheer for you guys when you get in next year. I got Florida winning game 2. Yeah, roll tide. By no means do I expect this to go less than 6. So 6, 7 for sure. 8 out of 10 from Joe. Christopher, you want to read the last one there, Nick?
Christopher, great live stream like always. KJ, Nick, thank you. Good night and take care. Trust me, I was halfway trying to come up with a rhyme for Austin Matthews, great values, all of this. Leave some time.
Absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're back at it tomorrow, 7:45 p.m. NXT. It's going to be a fun one. Lots going on in the NXT world, so be there for that. Battle Royal featuring multiple companies. This is going to be fun for the number one contender on the men's side, plus a women's number one contender match as well. So much going on. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, be a part of the show, be a part of all the fun. And again, check out all our socials. Nick, that's all I got.
Our shit is real, our shit is raw, our shit is all authentic. What are you talking about that rest here? Put up with that for life with it.
See you tomorrow night, folks. See you on the flip side. Good night.